Kanan Mira is our next senior. Kanan is the son of Cassandra Mira and the grandson of Jim Mira. Kanan is a 3-time letter winner in cross country, 4-time letter winner in track. He's part of the A honor roll. He's involved in fall play and leader of the app development group. Following high school, he hopes to be part of the United States Air Force Academy. Kanan Mira. Tobias Coy is our next senior. Tobias is the son of Don and Jonathan Coy. He is involved in marching band, jazz band, cross country, wrestling, and soccer. Tobias plans to attend a 4-year university and study business and engineering. Tobias Coy. Devin Taylor is our next senior. Devin is the son of Steve and Lindsay Taylor. He has participated in cross country, track, wrestling, and baseball. Following high school, Devin plans to study criminal justice and run track and cross country. Devin Taylor. Kaylin Nelson is our next senior. Kaylin is the daughter of David and Karen Logsden and Charles Nelson. Amber Logsden. She is involved in cross-country, track, art, select choir, and large group speech, art senior seminar, National Honor Society, and on the A honor roll. Kaylin plans to attend college and a career in attending DMAC. Kaylin Lawson. Grace Johnson is our next senior. Grace is the daughter of Craig and Katie Johnson. He is involved in cross-country, soccer, track, archery, FCA, FFA, 4-H, Polk County 4-H and Youth Council, Iowa State 4-H Youth Council, and is an Iowa 4-H Youth Council member ambassador. Grace plans to attend a 4-year university to study residential interior design. Grace Johnson. Brooke Kiley is our next senior, and Brooke is the daughter of JB and Erica Kiley. She is involved in cross-country, soccer, FCA, fall play, junior class officer, speech choir, art senior seminar, and the musical and National Honor Society. Following high school, Brooke plans to attend a college and major in art. Brooke Kiley. Reagan McDougall is our next senior, and she is the daughter of Rodney and Renee McDougall. She is involved in cross-country, track, soccer, fall play, speech, National Honor Society, FCA, and Student Council. Reagan plans to attend a college and get a degree in business. Reagan McDougall. How about a big applause for our cross-country seniors from Bondurant Night?
Yeah, I'm at the top of the globe. I got the torch, we about to burn down the thrones. We need a change, look at the war that we live. Look how the evil is grown, all the innocence lost. We need a new beginning, man, the vision is off. We need to wage war, yeah, we need to rage on. I'm here, war boots, I'ma buy a pair. No suits, just fighters here. Grassroots and some riot gear. I'm still fly like a pilot here. Brave hearts never die in fear. I ain't a stranger to the danger. I'ma live and I'm dying here, yeah. So I'm looking up more, cause I know what I'm up for. Cause we need a change, and I'm starting an uproar. Yeah, we starting a ruckus. Yeah, we starting a ruckus. And nobody can stop us. Yeah, we starting a ruckus. And the city is ours. We're starting a ruckus. Yeah, we starting a ruckus. We starting a ruckus.
At this time, would you please stand and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of the national anthem by our own Bondurant for our marching band under the direction of Mr. Braden Whipperman. Come on down for our marching band.
Hello, Blue Jay fans, and welcome to Bondurant, Iowa, for this football battle between the Bondurant Ferrara Blue Jays and the Carlisle Wildcats. This is Patrick Meyer with Josh Gibson on the call. Welcome, Josh.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, every time I'm happy to have you up here. All right, so we're about 2 minutes from the planned kickoff, and so real close to kick. You just got to enjoy the national anthem by our Blue Jay marching band, who are going to the Pella Dutch Invitational tomorrow, so good luck to them down there. But tonight, we got a little football. Blue Jays coming in at 4-0 off a victory against Pella, 28-17 last week here. Wildcats are coming in off a victory against Des Moines Lincoln, 35-6, as they played one of the Metro schools for the first time.
Pretty exciting matchup here. You get to start off district play with a conference rival in Carlisle, one that we've played, I believe, like the last 5 or 6 years maybe. I think Carlisle owns a 5-2 record in that last 7 years. Last year, Bondurant beat them by a couple scores. So could set up for a good opening night of district play.
Yeah, that was a kind of a meaningful game for both teams as they made a little bit of run into postseason. Blue Jays took that one. Wildcats ended up going farther into the postseason. One of the keys of that game, I think, was the older Goodhue, or I guess not the older one, Nick Goodhue. There was an older one too beyond that, but Nick ended up getting injured in that game, and that kind of helped pull the momentum in the Bondurant way. As the case may be, he has graduated along with some other key seniors that the Wildcats lost, including their quarterback Carson Dunn, Goodhue, and then I think their top 2 receivers, Imhoff and Whistler. So they got a little bit of reloading to do.
Well, in looking at that game from last year, Bondurant was super balanced. We actually did a little something we don't normally do. We spread it out and we threw it around, and I think Colby had his best game of the year, threw for 270 yards. Carlisle ran for 357, so there was a ton of offense. The really big difference maker was the 4 turnovers that Carlisle had, and we had none, one of which was a pick 6. Yeah. So I think that's one of the factors tonight that could play a huge factor is the turnover margin.
So as we get ready, Blue Jays are going to kick off. The Wildcats have Archer Ogborn and Wyatt Zobiscoda back deep. Titus Cran will be kicking off for the Blue Jays. Wildcats in the south end zone. Not much wind tonight, though, so shouldn't be much of a factor. Crowd is pumped. It's neon night down here. Cram's kick is up. It's going to end up short of the end zone. It's fielded at the 10 by Zobiscoda, and he's got a hole up the middle, and that's a good open field tackle. Cooper Jones, I believe, on the tackle. He's got the jersey folded up, so it's a little hard to tell. But
that was a pretty nice job out of Carlisle. Looked like he had a pretty big seam there, but that was a good tackle by Cooper because otherwise he definitely had some running room.
Yeah. Cooper actually was a late arrival to the football team that debated whether he wanted to go out and decided, you know what, I do kind of miss this sport, and so here he is.
A lot of kids end up feeling that way after they make that decision not to play.
Wildcats come out with two running backs behind the quarterback, and that's a false start on the Wildcats. Prentice got a little head start.
Well, one of my keys for Carlisle tonight is you can't get behind the sticks. The offense that they run, we kind of saw it a little bit last week with Pella. It really is 3-4 yards at a time, and when they get behind the sticks, it kind of changes what they do offensively.
So Wildcats come out, Tyson Gard at quarterback, I believe. Jonathan Dunn and Carter Prentice behind him. Ryan Peterson and Joe Goodhue split out, and they hand that ball up the middle to Dunn, and he is met right there by Cameron Mislin for maybe a gain of 1 yard, 2 at most. Mislin with a good secure tackle, and that's been the big part of Carlisle's offense so far this year is Dunn up the middle, breaking long runs. He's got 400 yards coming into this game, and shutting him down is going to be a huge part to that.
Very talented back, big, hard to bring down. But good opening play there for the Blue Jays.
So 2nd and 13, Gard hands off. It looks like up the middle again to Dunn, and that time he's tackled by Mislin again. That might be a real frequent meeting tonight.
I think that's going to happen quite often. In looking at the Blue Jay defense here, I think for the most part we're going to be able to shut down their run. In the past, it's been the big plays. We'll stop 3, 4, 5, 6 plays in a row, and then Carlisle will hit a big one. If we can avoid that, I think Carlisle will have a really difficult time scoring the football.
So Gard drops back to pass. Rihas got a step on him, but jumps it off for a screen pass to Dunn, and that was read perfectly by Cole Mitchell with a little bit of assist from John Powers. Great defensive play by the linebackers reading that screen.
Yeah, it definitely looked like they were ready for that thing. Both linebackers were there to converge on the receiver. Excellent job out of those two to give them nothing.
Yeah, that's our linebackers making good plays. You'd mentioned that they lead the team in tackles, and they
all three and lead the team in tackles, and they had all the tackles on the first 3 plays there.
Goodhue's punt is up and going to be downed at the 46-yard line. That was Jack Laughlin on the downing.
Looking at the Jays tonight, I think offensively what I'd like to see out of them is to continue to stay balanced. You know we're going to see a heavy dose of Titus, but also to make sure that we still throw that mix of pass in there a little bit to keep the defense honest. Defensively for Carlisle, I think they're probably going to have to be opportunistic, maybe get a turnover here or there or force some negative plays to slow us down.
Collison takes a snap, hands off to Cram up the middle, goes to the left side, cuts up, and rolls forward for about a gain of 4. Looks like Prentice was in on the tackle, and, we're going to say Cooper Frey was as well.
Not too bad opening player out of Carlisle. Bonneret looked like maybe they're in a little bit different formation than what we have seen so far this year. So maybe they got a couple different wrinkles out of that.
This time they got the fullback to the left. Collison's looking to pass, throws it out to Meyer. Meyer's got the corner and is going to spin forward, and he looks like he's going to be real close to the first down. Depends on where that official marks it.
Colby's become almost automatic with that quick pass, just a quick out. It's almost like an extended handoff. It's pretty easy pass for him right now, and you always have that option of Meyer breaking a tackle too and taking that thing to the house.
Burt in the slot to the right. Caskey at fullback, hands off to Cram up the middle. Cram going right side. He gets to the outside, stiff arm up the sideline, and he's going to pick up about a dozen on that play. Pushed out of bounds by Dunn and Sobe Skoda.
Looks like we got a holding call on the Bluejays. Not for sure who it was on.
There is a flag on the field.
It was in the middle of the play.
Let's see.
Looked like Meisland buried his guy. Didn't necessarily see a hold in there.
I think there might have been a little bit of action on the right guard side almost that
okay.
The defensive tackle went to the ground and ended up the guard spun around on top of him.
Might have looked worse than what it was.
Maybe. It's always hard to tell when you're up in the middle like that though. So that's going to make it 1st and 18. Cram in motion, fake jet sweep. Now Collison up the middle, and he's going to pick up about 3 on the play.
Also a wrinkle. We haven't seen a ton. We know he's capable of doing it. They just haven't really had to do it a whole lot. But Titus is a really good decoy. The defense really bites hard on him and gives the quarterback an opportunity to run up the middle there for an easy 4-yard gain.
Yeah, we saw that play once or twice at Gilbert. It was the first time we saw that, and didn't really see it at all against Pella. Cram going to the left, Burt to the right. Caskey switching over to the left side of Collison now. Burt in motion, fake jet sweep again. Collison looking deep, and he's got the ball up to Meyer. Meyer turns, looks the other way, and is just out of reach.
Pretty good throw there, just a hair too far. Had Titus kind of streaking down the middle there too. It looked like he had a couple options. It's one of those, I'm sure they might come back to that thing at some point in time.
3rd and 15, yeah, that ball. It looked like Meyer was looking right shoulder and then ended up kicking out to left shoulder. And
he put it in a pretty good spot. It was just a hair too far.
Yep.
Brings up 3rd and 15 for the Blue Jays.
I like that play, though, trying to open it up, get some pressure off the inside of the line. We got Burt and Cram to the right. So Tripp's right. Collison looking deep. He's got Burt wide open. Quentin makes the catch at the 20. He's at the 15. He's at the 10. He makes a move, and he's going to be brought out of bounds at the 4-yard line. Jessica Sill on the tackle. Great play. Wide open.
I'm not for sure what Carlisle was trying to do there defensively. I have a feeling there must have been a little bit of a mix-up in coverage because there was literally nobody over there.
Well, but they went trips to that side, so you had Meyer and
it looked
Cram.
like everybody just kind of stayed in the flat and nobody went deep.
And we kind of mentioned that at the end of last week. Like, if Burt's going to make those type of plays, I mean, obviously that wasn't the most difficult one of his catches over the last 2 weeks, but you can't pay attention to Burt, Cram, and Meyer all at the same time. Cram takes it right side. He gets around the first guy. He's going to get through, and he's into the end zone for a Blue Jay touchdown.
Yeah, they had him by the leg about the 2 or 3 yard line, but he just kept his balance and kept fighting and got into the end zone.
Yeah, it's not very easy to bring down Titus Cram, I believe. I don't know. I've never tried, but
I think it was maybe And number
Number
three had
three, that was Ogborn on, on
had
an
a
ankle.
shot at him. Not an easy one, but had a shot at him. Titus does a good job of staying up.
So Blue Jays have a 6-0 lead, and then the extra point is good by Reed Falsgraf. Gosh, I almost gave credit to Brad. Reed Falsgraf on the extra point.
Brad cannot kick.
No, but he'd try to probably shoot it from there. Blue Jays take a 7-0
That
lead.
he could do, but not kick it. Well, really good execution there out of the Blue Jays. I talked about the Carlisle defense needing to be opportunistic. They got the penalty, put them in long distance, had them in a 3rd and 18, and then had a broken coverage. Yep. So they had an opportunity to get off the field defensively, but I think must have had some type of communication breakdown, and then that kind of a big momentum killer there for you, and a pretty easy score there for Titus.
I'm just going to drop back here and do my own personal replay. So it was actually Mitchell out to the right of the trips on that. So Mitchell just stopped and did a little hook curl. Cram went deep, and I think both defenders followed him, so understandably so. So Titus is going to kick off for the 2nd time tonight. Prentice-Hill and Zoe Skoda probably back again. That should be Sobe Skoda. It is brought down by Titus at the 30. Blue Jay players think it was a fumble. I think the officials are saying down by contact. Coaches also want it.
Last week that would have been a fumble.
Last week there might have been some calls that resulted in fumbles that maybe we had some video evidence that it was not. I think that's probably the right call on that one.
Yeah, it looks like he kind of lost it as he got swung around to the ground. Well, we'll see how Carlisle comes out and responds to the quick score out of the Blue Jays. You know, one of the advantages of this style of offense is if you do get some first downs, they can control the ball or the clock for a long period of time.
Right. Although Dunn's broken a few long ones right there. Guard with the quarterback keeper, gets past 3 or 4 guys, ends up getting brought down by Tyler Harms. Gain of 3, maybe 4 on the play.
That was a really hard 4-yard run.
Yeah.
A couple of guys had him right at the line of scrimmage or in the backfield, and he did a pretty good job to wiggle through that. Looked like Turner had a first shot at him, and then Porter.
So I was watching their game against Lincoln, and they had said Guard had just come back at quarterback.
Okay.
So I don't know if I think maybe he was injured before that, and so Goodhue had been filling in at quarterback.
Did see he had some statistics at QB throwing the ball.
Yep. So I think he was filling in for Tyson with Tyson back. Goodhue's back out to the receiver. They try giving it to Dunn up the middle. Dunn actually pushes the pile forward for maybe 3 yards.
And that's what's so tough about that play. You hit him at the line of scrimmage, but like we said, he is a pretty large running back.
Oh, actually, that was Prentice-Hill.
Okay. Still able to keep those feet moving and drive forward for 3 or 4 yards and put them in a very makeable 3rd and 3 situation.
Sorry, Carter. Every time I've seen the pile get driven forward like that, I just assume Jonathan Dunn's in there doing that because he does a lot of that. Peterson split out right. Man in motion to the right side. They counter to the left side. Prentice-Hill gets the outside, but he meets Titus Cram and is stopped, but picks up the first down. Gain of 4 on the play. Good open field tackle by Titus. Good run by Carter.
It was a good run and a really good tackle right past the line of scrimmage. So we were close to getting the stop there. I think Porter would maybe like to have another shot at that one.
So they Wildcats brought Jack Lenhart, the tight end, in motion from left to right. Made it look like they were going right and then countered back, and it was a quick hitter.
A lot of times they do go with that motion, so it was a little bit deceptive.
Now they hand off Dunn, and he's going to be stopped for maybe 2 on the play. Yeah.
Looks like about a 2 or 3 yard gain. And this is really kind of, I think, how Carlisle has to play. Kind of what we talked about last week with Pella, that you have to be able to control the clock. You got to keep the ball out of our hands because we are a quick scoring team.
Yeah.
And get that 3 or 4 yards at a pop and just keep moving the chains and hold on to the football to shorten the game.
Peterson split out to the right. Otherwise, 10 guys in the box. They hand it off up the middle to Dunn. Caskey meets him there. He actually pulls his way. Oh, that's Prentice-Hill again. Okay. The 4 and 44 is getting me.
He is a little bit smaller. He's about 165 is what they have him listed at, and then Dunn is at 190.
Yeah.
Brings up 3rd and 3 for the Wildcats.
So you're saying I shouldn't have problems identifying which is
No,
which.
I'm
Done
not-
with the keeper
I'm not
that
saying
time.
that.
Mislin gets the tackle. Looks like he picks up the first down on the play.
You mentioned that the Blue Jays throwing 10 guys in the box, and that's pretty much what they've done against Carlisle for the last 5 or 6 years. And you almost have to, because if you don't, they outnumber you, and you almost don't have enough guys sometimes to play all the responsibilities of dive, QB, and pitch. The problem with that sometimes is when they do break free, there's
nobody there.
There's nobody back there.
Yeah. Guard with the keeper. He's looking to pass. Reha coming around the outside, not there. And Lenhart makes that catch. I thought Titus had a hand on it, but Lenhart's able to grab it, secure it, and is down at right on the 20.
He looked very surprised that he caught it. It almost got up on him, and I don't know if he was ready for it, but really good throw, put it right on him. Maybe surprised Titus there a little bit. They don't throw it a ton, but when they do, they can catch you off guard, especially if the run is successful.
Right. Blue Jays going to bring in another cornerback now with the extra guy split out. That's Barkma in, Fulton out. Guard looking to pass again, looking for the option actually, and he pitches it to Prentice-Hill, and Cram goes for the knockout blow. Prentice-Hill might have got a yard on that.
That's one of the better hits we've seen so far this year. I think he's maybe going to think twice about that next time and maybe go down when he sees Titus coming his way. He delivered a shot there.
No, that may not have been the wrap-up tackle you teach your 7th graders, but
well, against a kid that size, Titus can probably get away with it. If he does that to Dunn, no guarantee that Dunn goes down.
Yeah. This time they hand it off up the middle, but he stopped. That was done this time. Maybe no gain on the play.
And now you get them in a situation where they're not super comfortable with 3rd and 8. They don't have a lot of plays in the playbook for this.
Yeah.
Might be a 4-down territory for them where they try to get 4 or 5 yards here, so it's a manageable 4th down. I didn't
check their kicking game too much. I do know the guy who had been kicking for them, Liam Smith, didn't kick in the last game, and they had said something about him being injured. So, and they pitch it out. That is Prentice-Hill. Cameron Mislin gets the tackle at the 15-yard line. He's going to gain of about 4, brings up 4th and 5.
It looked like he had a lot more running room than what he ended up with. And I give Cameron a lot of credit, who got hurt last year, did a lot of off-season work, and I feel like improved his speed and maybe wouldn't have been able to run that play down a year or two ago, but he is able to this year.
He did a real good job avoiding that lead block by Dunn.
Yep.
So Carlisle is going to look to kick. This is Gavin Pinkowski.
It's a fun name.
Soccer player, soccer family, I believe. His brother was there too. They've used to kicking the ball around. It's up, and it is good. 37-yarder.
Boy, a couple weeks in a row we've seen some excellent kickers. The kid from Pella was unbelievable last week, and that one was easily made.
32 yards, I guess, not 37.
No problem.
Forgot about the 5-yard gain on that last play.
Coach Fonts is out on the field, not happy about something. One thing that sometimes with that offense is you do get some of those double team blocks, and they like to cut.
Yeah.
Anytime that somebody's engaged with somebody, another person can't hit the other player below the waist. So you will see that called on Carlisle a couple times a game sometimes if a referee is looking out for that. Don't know if that's the case.
And that was a safety concern rule about players getting hit in the knee while they're already engaged with somebody else up top, and don't want kids ripping up their knees. And so after that field goal, Blue Jays have 7, Wildcats 3.
Pretty good response out of Carlisle there.
Yeah.
Able to get 3 or 4 first downs, control that clock a little bit, change momentum. We'll see if get their second crack here at the Blue Jays if they'll be able to slow them down.
Almost all positive plays on their side too, so that's always something to.
Yeah, even if they're 1 or 2 yards.
Yeah, they're going in the right
way better
direction.
than going behind the sticks for them.
Meyer fields it about the 12 and fumbles. Ball's on the ground. That's going to be a Wildcat ball. I'm not entirely sure if he just slipped on that. And
that's one thing we saw last week. We saw a couple of turnovers that were not normal out of us, and that's one of them too. He really didn't get hit that bad. He maybe just didn't have a handle on it or was trying to switch hands. Evan Rehal was really trying hard not to block in the back because he was chasing that guy down the field the whole way.
Jess Kersell's going to be the one that gets credit for creating the fumble. I'm not entirely sure who came out with the ball.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
So Wildcats are now going to have the ball again, this time at the 22. And they're going to hand off Dunn up the middle. Dunn.
That's a really big tackle out of Cole there, because I think if he doesn't bring him down,
he might be gone.
He's running.
Yeah.
And he's not easy to bring down.
Jonathan Dunn. Stopped on the play by number 11, Cole Mitchell. 2nd and 6 for the Wildcats.
Yeah, he definitely had a seam there if Cole doesn't bring him down to cut back to the left.
Prentice-Hill with the carry, going backside. Brock Turner with some help from Rehigh. He's going to gain about 3 on that play.
Little counter play out of Carlisle. Traditionally, there are a lot of midline and veer type of plays, but they will sprinkle this one in every now and then where they counter and pull a couple linemen, try to kick out the outside lineman and then pull up to linebacker. Another positive play for them.
3rd and 2 for the Wildcats.
Yeah, it's about third and a long 2.
This one I would definitely say is 4-down territory.
Yeah.
Whether they get this or not.
Yeah, you don't want to have that and not score a touchdown.
Yeah, you
on
get a turnover like that, you gotta go for it.
Yeah. So Dunn and Prentice-Hill in the backfield. Guard hands it off pitches it out to Prentice-Hill, actually. Faked it to Dunn, and it was a good fake. And Prentice-Hill.
This might be one of those cut blocks we got right now. We got a flag out on the field.
At the 12-yard line. Got a replay here if you want to see it on mine. Not that everybody else sees it. Yep.
Takedown maybe. Looked like
Quentin Fulton got taken down.
Fulton got held. Now, just you there announcing, you can see why that offense can be effective. They had you fooled thinking it was a handoff and pulled it in a quick pitch there.
And I don't have anybody blocking my view. There's no lineman in my way.
And the hard thing about that offense, running it, is you have to have a dealer.
Yeah.
You got to have a QB that can make that read quickly. Yeah. Especially the way we're playing. We're loading up when we are bringing guys at them. It's got to be a split-second decision, and that was a really nice play out of him and a good pitch.
And we have a timeout, Carlisle, before this 3rd and 9 play.
Now, this does change things. Probably no longer 4-down territory if they don't get any kind of yardage here. And we did see that the kicker is very capable of knocking it down from this spot. So
I don't have I think that was Pinkowski's first field goal of the season. Had been kicking extra points. Like I said, he's a soccer player, so he probably has some range.
Yeah. That last one looked like it was good from probably 45-ish, I would say. Well, we'll see here in a 3rd and 9 situation kind of what their thought is. If they are thinking, hey, we're going to go for this on 4th down, I think we'll see a run. If they're looking to just go for it and try to get the 1st down, I wouldn't be surprised if we see some kind of rollout throw maybe. They like to go twins to one side, roll out the QB with some type of wide receiver combo route, like a smash route.
Guard definitely has some mobility that he could take off and run it. So we'll have 3rd and 9 here. Wildcats coming out on the field. Bluejays sending Barkema in and bringing Caskey out, so they're going for the 2 cornerback set. Dunn is wide out over here. Okay, here comes Meyer.
Guard that guy.
So Jonathan Dunn is split left. You got 2 receivers at the right guard looking to pass. He doesn't see the pressure, and he's going to get brought down from behind by Brock Turner. Sack, 4th down. Big 7-yard loss there by Brock.
I thought last week that Brock really kind of turned the corner a little bit and was really starting to pick things up and really made a ton of plays. And right there, he just dipped a shoulder, got by the blocker. It looked like they're going to throw that thing to Dunn.
Yeah.
He was looking there the whole way. They were going to single him down here on the bottom side versus Meyer. we talked about him with Pella. He's a great
Yeah.
corner and super athletic.
But
He
Dunn
does
would
la-
have a height advantage
He does
on
lack
him, yeah.
some size on him, so that might have been in the scouting report for Carlisle to take a shot at him.
They are going for it.
Must be too far for the kicker, they think.
Sobe Skoda and Lenhart to the left, and he's looking to pass. Brock pump fakes. They're throwing the ball deep, and in and out of his hands. He actually made a good pass. Lenhart got a hand on it. It was a tough catch. It was going to be super difficult to make. Porter had some pretty good defense there, and was right in his face when he turned around.
This was the play I was kind of more thinking about the last time. Get 2 wide receivers over there, roll out the QB, a little wheel route down the sideline. Pretty well covered, but a pretty good throw.
I mean, that's a very catchable ball.
Yep.
I mean, you can't ask for a better throw.
He gave him a nice little push on the defender to go get it, but just couldn't quite pull it in.
So Blue Jays are going to take over first down at the 29. Cram behind Collison. Collison hands it off to Cram. Cram breaks right side, kicks it outside around Sobascoda, and he's at the 40. He's at the 50. He's at the 40. He's going to take it all the way to the house. Titus Cram, Blue Jay touchdown. 71 yards. Hey, did you know Titus is fast?
Yeah, once he got to the edge, I didn't think there was a guy who had good enough angle to go get him. And he looked exceptionally quick on that one. I like him to get in the end zone before he starts celebrating, though. That guy we don't need a Leon Lett here.
You know, there's a lot of people that have no idea who that is anymore because that's what, 35 years ago?
They can
30
Google
years
him.
ago.
Leon Lett, Super
Dallas
Bowl.
Cowboys. Steve Tasker.
Yep.
Steve Tasker coming around. False graft kick is up, right down the pipes. Looks like that's good from a little further too, and the Blue Jays are going to take a 14-3 lead.
Excellent kick by Reed, and a very quick response out of the Blue Jays.
That's one of those that hurts a little bit when you're on the other sideline.
If Carlisle doesn't take the sack there, they probably line up and kick the field goal.
Yeah.
I still think they maybe had a shot at it.
Yeah.
And obviously they know their kids' length much better than we do. But judging by the first one, definitely would have been in the ballpark of getting in there. So that's a quick change of events there, and definitely swings momentum.
I mean, obviously you got a backup kicker. Nothing against Pinkowski, but Liam Smith was your primary kicker, so he'd probably been taking more reps than Pinkowski. So just comfort level, you have more comfort with the kid who's been kicking potentially all year.
Well, Titus does a nice job on that run to press it up the middle and then bounce to the outside once all those guys they commit. And the one thing you can't do against him is if you're the outside contain guy, you can't jump inside, and that's what happens.
Yeah.
And you're just not going to get him once he gets outside like that.
That did take us to the end of the first quarter, so we need to reset our clocks over there for the start of the second quarter. They're still waiting on the scoreboard guy. I'm going to take one more look at this myself on the backup, and honestly, some really good blocking in the middle too, because once he, until he bounced out, and once he bounced out, there was nobody left. I mean, Cram's kick is up.
Very high.
Is going to be fielded. That should be, or that's Prentice-Hill on that side. Or no, it's not. Ogborn on that side. He actually gets the edge, brings it out about the 37. Knocked out of bounds by
Carlisle's
Keith.
done a really nice job of creating some seams for their return guys. Been out past the 30, 35-yard line every single time, and really been one guy away from busting it big.
And that's maybe a little even more interesting because Pella did return a kickoff against us last week. So something to keep an eye on. We got to clean that up a little bit.
I guess maybe I should have checked. We talked about it last week. Maybe Titus isn't running down the field nearly as much as he was last week and might be sitting back is the traditional safety type of guy. I don't see him getting down the field. Yeah. Although last week he was down about the 25.
I feel like he was farther up on that one that they didn't get on that first return going the other way. Either way, Wildcats have it first down. Handoff to Dunn. Prentice-Hill up left side. Cram's going to push him out of bounds.
Boy, he's done a really nice job of breaking some tackles and bouncing that one to the outside for about a 20-yard gain.
On the carry, number 4, Cole Pencil. Pushed out of bounds on the play by number 6, Titus Graham.
They actually have been running Prentice-Hill up through the middle a lot more than I was thinking they did.
Well, and maybe it's, again, something that they saw in the scouting report, realizing they don't think that they can run done traditionally the way that they have, the way we're going to line up defensively, and this is the route that they got to go. And they've been doing a lot of motioning where they normally run with the motion, and they've been running away from it tonight.
Handoff up the middle this time. Dunn breaks it to the outside. He's got Cram going for a piggyback ride from behind, comes down, gained about 5 on the play.
And that's, if you're going to bring him down, that's really how you want to. You want to be able to come at him at an angle and not have to go at him straight on. Much easier to bring him down that way.
You will notice Titus didn't do the shoulder drop. No wrap up on that one.
No, there was no hit stick on that one.
There was no hit stick. There you go, dropping your Madden knowledge. And I think Nolan probably appreciates that assist on bringing him down. Lenhart going in motion to the left side.
See if they stick with. Now
and they hand it off to Dunn up the middle. And he's going to be real close to the first down line. Looks like he has it.
They're doing a pretty good job of mixing things up and not being so predictable in what they're doing. And I think they're going to have to. With what we've talked about defensively and the way we're going to align, we're not going to let them outnumber us. They're going to have to maybe do some things they don't normally do.
Although right now they're still pretty consistent about positive plays. And
you
can avoid any of the negatives, Dunn in motion.
Can't get behind the sticks. They're going to throw it
Guard
to him.
Throws it out to Dunn, and that ball's over his head, incomplete. Not a bad idea, though.
Yeah, we didn't really run with him there. I wonder if that's something we hadn't seen a whole lot because we didn't have a guy that was jumping out there at him.
Ironically, that's a play that Pella was running more frequently in some of the film I saw.
Yeah, a lot of similarities with Pella. The only difference I'd say is that Carlisle tends to go a little bit bigger. They'll go more with a heavy set with 2 tight ends.
Down up the middle. Wrapped up down low, I think, House? 55?
He's short. Yep, House got him at the legs,
Okay.
and then Meislin came in and cleaned up top. Again, we put them in that situation, 3rd and 8, that they're not super comfortable with. They don't have a ton of plays in the playbook for this.
House doesn't play as much defense, has been primarily just left guard on offense, so he's getting a little more rotation here on defense with the extra heavy sets. Peterson in motion. Guard drops back, looking to pass, looks for a screen, and he's got down to the left side, and there's nobody home. Brock's trying to get out there.
Oh, boy.
Wow. Talk about your hit stick, and Dunn's going to take it into the end zone.
That was a lineman blocking downfield. Holy cow. Yeah, Brock's going to think twice about that one. Can't tell what number that was, but, man, that was a really nice job out of him.
So that's 64, 55.
I think it's 73. That's, yeah.
Oh,
man,
73. Yeah. So
Tanner Murray, 5'9", 260. Looked like he was running a 4x1 there. The Waitman's 4x1.
Waitman's 4x1. Does that come with pizza?
Offsides on
False start
Porter.
on Porter on this side.
You kind of wonder now. I think you line up and go for 2 here. You're a yard and a half away. I think
right now, and it looks like that's what
you got a little momentum. I definitely would go for 2.
And that puts you down by a field goal if you convert. We have been a little susceptible to the screen pass.
That was set up really nicely. It looked like that they were trying to throw that ball deep down the field, and we were dropping back to cover it, and their lineman really got out there in front of him.
You think he was really looking downfield, or do you think he just did a really good play fake?
No, it was a good play fake,
Okay.
good play design. No intention of going downfield. That was screened the whole way.
Heavy set, 3 backs. They're going to have it done, I think, fumbled. You can't return that.
Plays dead in high school. I don't know why. I think that's a silly rule. College, obviously, NFL, you can, you intercept it, you pick up a fumble, you can return it for 2 points of your own.
Yep.
Not very many times where the offense can score, but the defense can't. Like that doesn't.
It's a weird design play on that. Yeah.
Yeah, right there you see the full house backfield out of Carlisle, and it looked like maybe just a poor exchange. I think he was going to have a hard time getting in either way.
Yeah. So after the failed PAT, Blue Jays have a 14-9 lead, 9:50 left in the half.
Well, what have we ran offensively? Like 5 plays?
Let me tell you. I got us down for 3 passing plays and 4 rushing plays.
Okay. So 7 plays. We've struck quickly both times. So the Carlisle defense should be rested. And in looking at their starters, I don't know how much.
Some of them cross over.
I don't know how much they sub. I counted 7 guys that were starting both ways for Carlisle.
Nolan Meyer deep. Looks like Barkema and Fuller are the guys in front of him. Pinkowski to kick off. He kicks deep. And that's going to be returnable. Meyer's going to.
Oh, did he touch that?
He did. Oh, they did. They threw the flag.
Okay.
So in high school, if the I guess in college and pros, if the ball's kicked out of bounds, it is a penalty. It comes back out to, what is it, the 35?
35 in high school.
However, if Meyer would have touched it,
it would have been out of bounds where it went out.
Yeah.
Or it would have been down where it went out of bounds.
Potentially a 27-yard penalty by him not touching that.
Yep.
So.
And I'm sure that they're trying to kick it away from Meyer.
Sure.
And not give him an opportunity, because we've seen that he's explosive anytime he has the football. But
he's got some long play potential, that's for sure. So Blue Jays have it at 35 with some decent starting field position here. Cram behind Collison, Caskey next to Collison, Meyer to the left, Quentin Burt to the right. And they're going to hand that, play fake. Collison looking deep. Meyer's got a step, and both Blue Jays were there. I think Quentin caught the ball. Quentin Burt with the great catch, steals it from Nolan Meyer and brings it in at the 28-yard line.
I'm not sure if that's by design to have both guys there. Meyer did get redirected a little bit by his defender, kind of got shoved towards the middle, and they both end up in the same spot in a really nice catch out of Burt. 3
defenders, 2 offensive guys, and Burt comes out with the ball. Burt's having a game right now. 44 and 37 on receptions.
Well, we saw it last week. Just getting a couple catches gives him confidence.
Oh, right.
And the coaches now have confidence in him.
Play fake to Burt, pitch out to Caskey. Caskey trying to get outside, and nowhere to go. I think he tried to jump the guy. And
you know, Mitch does some good things. He's a pretty good blocker and a good D lineman. I'm not so sure if toss is his strength, but I'm sure that the whole thing was trying to fool the defense here a little bit. Everybody go with Titus, and maybe we'll catch Carlisle sleeping.
And that was a good job staying at home by 3 different defenders.
Against some of the teams we've seen this year, that would have been wide open because they have cheated to Titus so much, especially when he goes in motion. They're so afraid of jet sweep, like this formation right here.
Meyer and Burt to the right. Titus motion, and he's going to now cut up field and makes – oh, he's got 6 guys hitting him. Now we got a whistle.
A little slow on the whistle there. Pretty good job out of Carlisle to push that thing back inside. You got to force him inside. Like we saw on the touchdown run, you can't allow him to get free to the outside, and pretty good pursuit. But it was a good 4 or 5 yard gain. Makes it 3rd and manageable here. Might see one of those quick passes out to Meyer.
Sure.
Quick out, quick
3rd
hitch.
and 7. That's a good call for that. Yeah, I don't know if that was the supposed to be the one that goes outside, or if that was the designed cut up inside, because it was kind of an in-between on both of them.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to go outside, but the Carlisle defender did a nice job of making him turn that in.
So Blue Jays trips left again, and Collison looks, throws it to Meyer. Meyer right side, makes the catch, and stays up, dives forward, and it looks like he picks up the first down. If he stayed him, nope, they're going to say he went out of bounds.
He must have had a knee or an elbow down, because it sure looked like he dove for the first down there.
So they're going to be at the 20, less than a yard to go, it looks like.
And we did see that play last week against Pella, and he was able to break that tackle, and he was pretty close to breaking that one as well. He's just so hard to bring down in the open field with the normal high school defensive back. They have a hard time getting him to the ground.
So Blue Jays look like they're going to just pound Cram right through the middle here. They hand it off to Cram. Cram up the gut. Picks up 5. Still up. He's going to – good tackle by the safety. Cooper Frey makes the last-ditch effort to bring him down, but the Blue Jays pick up a first down. Going to be 1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
Yeah, he just kind of jumped up on top and pulled him straight to the ground using his own body weight. But nice job out of the Blue Jays, creating a pretty good running lane. They have him initially for a 4 or 5 yard gain, but like we've seen the last couple of weeks, Titus is just running angry right now.
Not an easy guy to bring down. Collison hands it off to Cram. Cram up the middle and is met by a wall of Wildcats. Gain of a yard maybe.
And I think if you're going to stop him, that's what you're going to have to do.
Yeah.
You have to get him before he gets going, because once he gets going, it's going to take multiple guys to bring him down.
The dilemma there is you have to sell out so hard on that run up the middle.
You got to bring a lot of guys in the box. One of the linemen does a nice job of kind of standing him up and grabbing a leg.
Cram behind Collison. Collison looking to pass. Throws it out to Burt. Burt pulls it in with the pass interference. Head was almost on the ground, and he makes the catch. He's limping off. I hope he's okay.
Judging by the throw, I don't know if that was the right route, but it ended up in his hands. I thought it was maybe supposed to be a little bit more of a fade route.
Colby Collison to number 24, Quentin Burt. Defensive pass interference.
Yep, really nice play. Hopefully nothing serious there for Burt. Just really kind of catching steam here and becoming a big player, an important factor for the Jays. He's still got a little bit of a gimp over here. I'm sure the trainer will check him out.
He's kind of hopping off a little bit, yeah. Falsgraf in for the extra point attempt. Barkema with the hold.
Yeah, when the Jays can do that on the goal line, that makes it extremely tough for the defense.
Yeah.
Because you know you got to sell out on Titus. And
you
got two wide receivers, one on each side that you can throw it to.
Kick is up, and it is right down the middle. Blue Jays take a 21-9 lead. Yeah, you were saying that if you have to have man-on-man coverage at that receiver.
Yeah,
There's nothing else you can do there.
And both those guys are pretty darn hard to defend, whether it's a quick out or a fade. We've seen them make multiple catches on all those routes.
Little screenshot of our neon out student section here. For all your early 90s being renewed here.
Pretty good crowd tonight. Had the young cheerleaders here performing, and I'm sure we'll be performing at halftime. A lot of excited parents.
I saw them all bunched up there on the front of the fence. So the pass interference is going to be part of the kickoff here. So it wasn't declined, it was enforced later. I didn't think that was the thing, but
I didn't know that was possible.
So the Blue Jays are going to kick off from the 45. I imagine this is going into the end zone.
Or, sometimes you
want
say,
the onside attempt?
Onside kick it. If you don't get it, they're getting the ball at the 30-yard line.
I mean, if you can squib it over here.
They ran it to the 30-yard line every single time. So
if you can squib it over here, I feel good about Barkema coming away with the ball. But that ball's up. That ball's into the corner of the end zone for a touchback. Wildcat ball at the 20.
And there's nothing wrong with that either. Put them on the 20. They haven't started on the 20. Make them go 80 yards. So, yeah, it's a lot easier for us to sit up here and say onside kick it.
Well, yeah, if we're wrong.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Wildcats did have the advantage against Lincoln there. They started off with some really great field position. I believe Lincoln fumbled twice inside their own 25 on the first two drives.
Punts. Yeah, it was a little sloppy start for the rail splitters.
Don and Prentice-Hill in the backfield behind guard. Looked like it was first man through on the handoff. Prentice-Hill, gain of about 3. Might have got tripped up on the line. Good job falling forward by him.
Yeah, not happy going down there. I think somebody must have just barely got him down low and ended up diving forward for about a 3-yard gain.
2nd and 7 for the Wildcats.
This is Peterson split out to the right. Guard under center. Looks like a quarterback keeper by guard.
And that's another play that they'll run that really is pretty hard to defend.
Yeah.
It's a QB follow. You run that dive play, and then you follow it up with the other running back leading through, so he gains a lead blocker.
Yeah.
most guys are thinking, hey, got to go tackle that dive back, and then the QB follows through. But the Jays do a really nice job of making a play there for a short gain.
Looks like Charlie Shetler coming in for the Wildcats, so another tight end in there. Blue Jays counter, bringing Caskey back in and Barkham off the field. So you got Shetler and Lenhart both in there at tight ends. I think Peterson split out to left. They hand it off up the middle. Meislin's there with some friends from Fulton, Powers. I think somebody's at the bottom of that pile too. Going to be a Wildcat first down. They do get the 2 yards.
Yep, got past the white line. That's all he had to do was get to that white line, gets a first down, and I'm sure Carlisle was very concerned about that. Got to get a first down, keep the ball away from the Blue Jays. Don't want to punt right away, so keep the clock moving. We see the Blue Jays bringing guys in and out. Yeah. They will personnel Carlisle, so if they are in that heavy formation, a corner will come out. Yeah. If they have 2 wide receivers, then they bring the corner back in and take a D lineman out or a linebacker, so they can match up personnel-wise.
Good Hughes split to the right. Guard drops back. He's looking to pass. He's got it thrown deep down the middle. There was some contact at the 45. Dunn and Barkema. Barkema went down. No flag. Not entirely sure if Barkema cut inside on that.
Yeah, I'm sure that Carlisle's probably not happy about it, but I'm guessing that Barkema does a nice job dropping back in coverage and cuts right in front of him on his route, and they just collide and really prevents him from getting to the football. Nothing illegal about that. Yeah.
Dunn just was running that route like he had the ball in his hand and he was a running back, and there was a tackle in the way.
Well, I'm sure we're going to probably see that again. They're going to try to take advantage of our shorter corners.
2 receivers to the right. Guard rolling out to the right, and he steps up, and he's got the edge, and that's a block in the back, and they did not call it. Oh, there you go. Flag way up in the back.
Turner's going to get himself a personal foul if he doesn't call down.
Yeah.
We did get one thrown from the way back.
That back judge saw the block in the back. I think he waited to see if somebody else wanted to call it. Good play by guard cutting back. But, yeah, that's definitely, I mean, you want to call it an illegal crackback or a block in the back. It's probably both.
Yeah, one of those that he really didn't probably need to do. I don't think.
Well, you had the first down either way, right? So
I
you
just
definitely
don't think Brock was going to be able to catch him. Didn't have a very good angle, and he'd already had a head of steam going. So we'll see how far that puts him back.
So
might be about a replay.
It's probably about,
Well, they gained a little bit.
Okay, so 2nd and a long 5.
Back-to-back passes are out of Carlisle.
Yeah, guard was rolling out. He was looking. Rehab pressured him back inside, and guard saw the lane and took off. Good job. Good decision-making by him, as we've kind of seen. You know, you talked about it having to have the dealer there, quarterback.
Yep, and he has made good decisions. And that's what you run into, a guy who runs the ball most of the time. If he's first guy's not open, he might tuck it and run.
First guy through, and that's Dunn pushing ahead.
Yeah, you think you got him for a no gain, and he just kind of spins and squirms for about 3 yards, setting up a 3rd and 2.
And we knew that was going to be a key part of their offense. I mean, Dunn is their leading offensive weapon this year. And, I mean, you can see why. He doesn't go down easily, and if you're not making clean tackles, he's gonna break that all away.
Is 12.5 yards per carry a good number?
I mean, that seems like it's a first down almost every time you touch it. All right, so we have a timeout, Wildcats. I believe that's their 2nd of the half.
This really is a big play because if they don't get it, they're going to have to punt to us, and we'll have plenty of time to score. If they do get it, they'll be able to milk another 2 minutes off the clock and really kind of narrow our chances of scoring again in this half. Yeah. So I see them calling a timeout, want to make sure they got the right play called.
Yeah, I mean, at a minimum, you definitely don't want Bondurant to score again if you're the Wildcats, but you really want to try and punch that thing in the air because, I mean, it's, you know, two-score game.
Jays start with the ball in the second half, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
So Graham kicked off first.
You definitely don't want to have another one up on the board if you're Carlisle.
So 3rd and 2.
I would expect
Run up the middle.
Yep, you know, one of those quick hitters. They've had success with Carter. Maybe
Prentice-Hill's had some really good runs.
Maybe run some motion and then run away from that. No, we got some late personnel.
Kasky coming in, yeah.
Oh,
and that ball's pitched back. Dunn dives on the loose ball. That's going to be a loss of about 10 yards.
Yeah, it looked like if he just would have gave it, he had the first down for sure. And then we put enough pressure on him trying to make that pitch that he just couldn't break down and make a good one. Yeah, first guy through is getting the first down.
Yeah, well, and Guard, I think if he keeps it, he's got the first down. As it turns out, unfortunately for Dunn, that's a loss of 10 on his carry.
Uh-oh.
And good job. We called timeout.
Probably a good decision. I think he was going to make it, but you don't want to get a silly penalty there.
You have 3 timeouts. Yep. There's 3 minutes left.
You haven't had any problem moving the football. High school football, the clock stops with every first down, so ample time. The first punt wasn't super deep, so you're thinking, hey, we're not going to have a super long field here.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see if that mistake on the pitch cost the Wildcats here. Like we were just talking about, they really can't afford to get behind another score. Their offense isn't built for scoring 3 or 4 touchdowns in a quarter.
Well, I mean, I think right now I have Dunn with 12 carries and Prentice-Hill with 8 carries and Guard with 3 keepers. I mean, that's a lot of runs. And
well, we talked about them holding on to the football, possessing it. That does wear you down a little bit, having to constantly tackle, especially a guy like Dunn. It gets tiresome.
Snap is good. Punt is up by Goodhue. And Barkema, oh, never mind, that took a backwards bounce. I would say Barkema was running out, and it looked like maybe he was going to have some space, but that ball gets downed at the 49-yard line by Deal, I believe, Tyler Deal.
Yeah, he was definitely ready for a short one. It was just even shorter than what he expected. So now the Jays only got 50 yards to go, plenty of time. See if they come out with the tightest run or maybe try a little play action again and go deep.
Well, and the other thing you got to remember is Cram can kick a pretty long field goal if you wanted. But right now he's going to try and do something with it in the backfield behind Collison. Collison hands it, pump fake.
Wheel route.
Collison looking deep. Myers got the edge, and that ball is caught by Nolan Meyer. I thought maybe that defensive back was going to get a piece of it, but Nolan brings it down at the 22-yard line for a Blue Jay first down.
Yeah, game of inches right there because that was super close to getting picked off, and it was going to be a super long run back, too, because there was nobody over there. I think if he would have sold out, he maybe had a shot at it. The corner was right there, too. Just didn't quite get his head turned around enough. And like we've seen before, an excellent catch out of Meyer. Good just going up and getting it.
Cram in the jet position on the
jet
right.
Sweep coming.
And they actually give it to him this time. He's got a lead block out in front. He kicks it to the outside. He's up, and Titus Cram, Blue Jay touchdown. 23 yards out. That's how it works.
Yeah, pretty good blocking right there. Everybody got a hat on somebody, and he just kind of wiggled around until he found the seam. Little bounce in, then bounce it back out. And
Kasky was a lead block, and he really didn't have anybody to hit either.
You can't arm tackle him.
So Cram has a hat trick in the first half. Falsgraf in here for the extra point. Kick is blocked.
They had been getting some good pressure off that side and had just missed the last couple.
I don't know, like Wyatt Sobey-Skoda on the block.
I don't know if we were a little slow kicking that one or just didn't put up any kind of resistance over here. Give those special teams guys a little something to work on.
I think they brought 2 guys, and we had 1 blocker for them, and it just didn't go quite the way the Blue Jays wanted.
Sometimes those guys on the edge are fast enough and they time it up because you got to block inside. You're always taught to block inside. Don't give up that inside gap. And on occasion, they'll get there.
Yeah. Well, and, you know, not a lot of people are successful at blocking 2 guys on your own. So So not a very time-consuming drive. 2:29 left in the half. Cram going to kick off.
Yeah, it puts you in a position now if you're Carlisle, if you don't get another first down, you're going to run the risk of having to play defense again.
And Cram's amped up, and that ball is almost out of the end zone. I think it landed at the yellow line for the soccer field, so a yard short, but a touchback. Wildcat ball at the 20.
Be interesting to see if the Jays go with any kind of subs here, or if they go for the throat here and try to get a 3 and out and get the ball back one more time.
I think you're going starters for the rest of this half. You don't want to risk them getting momentum going into half. Right now you took away all the momentum on that, and
it appears that we got everybody out there. Maybe House is in at the nose tackle position.
Two receivers to the right. Dunn, the man in motion. Cram mirroring him. Guard looking to pass, and he hits Dunn. But good instant contact there, going low from
Meyer.
Okay. I almost said Conrad. Conrad was there to help him up, but he wasn't the one making the tackle.
Well, they've been dead set on getting him involved in the passing game. They finally get one here for about a 6-yard gain out in the flat.
Well, he did have that one other long screen pass. Yeah,
okay,
he was the screen touchdown.
Okay, I couldn't remember if he was the screen guy or if it was Penicil.
Guard rolling to the left this time, has Dunn as the lead blocker, and he gets the corner, but Meislin's there, brings him down, gain of a yard probably, out of bounds.
Turner did a nice job. He was tracking him the whole way, just couldn't quite get him. I think he got a little bit of a foot, and then Meislin finished him off.
And that was a good job by the team, just stretching it out, moving towards the sideline.
34 for the Wildcats.
And that's Carlisle using him for his strengths. He is, hey, let's get him outside the pocket. If the guy's not open, just turn it up and run. This is a big play. This is what we both their plays have been out of bounds, so we haven't had to use
2:14,
right? Haven't had to use a timeout. Clock is stopped. This is a big play for Carlisle.
Peterson and Sobieskoda to the right. Guard going to roll out to the right, and he's looking downfield. He's got Sobieskoda, and Sobieskoda makes the catch out of bounds at the 46-yard line. Barkema brings him down, but not before the Wildcat first down.
You kind of like it when he's in there, don't you?
It just rolls off the tongue.
Love saying that name.
I mean, I've been practicing all week.
Did you call some people at Carlisle to make sure you knew how to say names correctly?
Nope, absolutely could be saying it wrong, but it's so fun to say this way.
It looks like it could be right.
Actually, so I did the PA for a JV game last week, and I saw his name on there, so then I started just working on it, you know. Guard drops back, screen pass, Dunn's open, and a wall of blockers. Power's going to try and squeeze in behind, but not going to be there. And Dunn has the sideline. Brock's going to pull him out at the 22-yard line.
That was Titus, I think.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I think Titus got him, and Titus is kind of down right now. I felt like if he would have cut that back to the middle, he maybe had a shot at scoring that thing. I'm impressed with Carlisle Lyman getting down the field. Yeah. They really love that play, and they get it going.
It's working.
And that's maybe a new wrinkle. I don't recall them running that a whole lot.
And it might just be because Dunn's that good of an athlete that you're like, how else can we get you the ball? Guard rolling out right now. He's looking downfield. He's going to cut back to the left side, and he's got Powers chasing him down, and he's going to pick up 8 on the play, out of bounds, second down.
Yeah, he's tough to keep in the pocket. He definitely, especially when he rolls to that right and you kind of get everybody to commit that direction, and then he plants his foot and says, no, nobody's open. I'm going to go back the other way. Really good response here out of Carlisle, giving themselves an opportunity to get a quick score of their own before halftime.
We kind of commented how they'd been going out of bounds. They're still going out of bounds every play. So
maybe that was by design.
There's only 45 seconds off of this drive.
Yeah, they knew that they were going to maintain possession, so that's why they kept running out of bounds.
Dunn and Prentice-Hill in the backfield behind guard. And first man through has the ball. That's Prentice-Hill. And not going to be out of bounds, but he's going to get down to the 5-yard line. That'll be a Wildcat first down. Gain of about 9 on the play.
Prentice-Hill's had a lot of success with just that quick little dive play. I don't know if that's maybe not been our focus, and Carlisle's kind of realized that's where they got to go. But he's had some pretty good numbers so far and good push there.
Blue Jays are going to take a timeout. That's their second of the half. Wildcats are going to have it first down at the 5-yard line, first and goal.
Well, I'm sure that if Blue Jays want to keep him out of the end zone here, I don't see any situation where Carlisle lines up to kick a field goal. So,
no, why would you, right?
We're going to be selling out to keep him out of the end zone here. Imagine bringing in probably another big boy or two.
Yeah.
But Carlisle's definitely gained some momentum with this drive here.
I'd like to welcome in Polk County's finest behind us. Did you do something wrong?
No, they're just always probably looking for me.
Okay. The Gibson you want, I think, is officiating on the field.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got stripes on.
So minute 37 remaining. You got to think there's a good chance they're going to just try and punch it up the middle with Dunn on at least one of these first two.
Yeah, and maybe they come out. Carlisle,
or Prentice-Hill, I guess, for that matter.
Carlisle will run that straight T or full house backfield. There's a good chance I think you see that formation. I would think you're going to see a double tight formation in there. However, when you do bring in multiple wide receivers, you do pull guys out of the box, so less guys to block. Looks like, quick personnel change there. Going with one wide receiver.
So Peterson split out to the right, two tight ends, one on each side, two backs in the backfield. They hand it off to Prentice-Hill, and Prentice-Hill is going to be into the end zone for a Wildcat touchdown.
Yeah, I definitely feel like they kind of got something over there with him on that side right now. Very quick hitting.
Yeah.
And he's not as big, not as big as Dunn, but he is quick, and he has shown that he doesn't go down very easily either. So nice strike there out of the Wildcats. Going to try to kick this thing to make it an 11-point game.
This should be Pinkowski with the kick. Kick is up. Kick is good. And it is 27-15 Blue Jays.
I think what it comes down to right now, though, is Carlisle going to be able to stop us. I just don't know if that's in the cards for him. It's like I said at the beginning, it's going to have to be opportunistic. There's going to have to be some turnovers on us or some penalties in order for them to stop us. I think just lining up, I don't know if they're going to be able to slow us down.
The other thing I'm interested to see is, I just looked, Prentice-Hill had 24 carries going into this game through 4 games. Now, I don't know if he was in every game or if he missed some, but he's got 10 carries already in this first half, so it might be a higher load. A lot of guys that impact. Some guys it just doesn't matter. They can carry it all day long. So it'll be something to keep an eye on, because if he wears down after getting hit again and again.
And part of that is they've been on offense so much. We've scored so quickly that Carlisle, they get those 3 or 4 first down drives, and they're out there for 10, 12 plays at a time, and we got like 14 plays total.
Now, as you just mentioned, scoring fast, there's a minute 33 left in the half. The kick is up. And Meyer's going to field it at the 10, little bobble, but picks it up. He's going to try and take it back the other side. He has a seam. He gets to the outside. He's at the 30. He's turning upfield. Pinkowski going to make the tackle at the 37-yard line. Got to love when a kicker makes a tackle, but got to love even more when your return man brings it out to the 37.
Yeah, I don't know how excited he was about that. Pinkowski is, what do we got him listed at here? 5'7", 130. So I'm sure that he's not signing up for that job very often.
No, that's not the move you like.
And like we've seen out of Nolan, he doesn't go down very easily.
The Blue Jays are going to have it. It ends up at the 39-yard line, a minute 23.
We've got Titus to the right there. Could potentially be that jet sweep motion.
And they do jet sweep. They actually give it to him. And good job by, that's number 99, Charlie Shetler, being in the backfield. He read that well.
Yeah, it could have been maybe some miscommunication on the line, because I felt like he just went through completely
untouched.
Maybe somebody thought somebody else had him.
On the carry, number 6, Titus
But
stopped on the play.
He just shot that gap, and I think we just missed the block.
so you get a little bit of a zone reach there. Everybody stepping to the left, and the center doesn't quite step as far. So I don't know if that's him or the guard.
Carlson drops it off to Cole Mitchell.
Yep, about 3rd and 11 or 12 now. We'll see what the Jays do. They're hustling, so they're trying to keep the drive going.
To number 5, Nolan Meyer. Brought down the play by number 3.
We got Cole on the wrong side.
32 seconds remaining. Collison takes the pass. He's got protection. He looks downfield. He throws to Cram. Cram has it ripped away by Wyatt Sobiskota.
Pretty similar play to what we saw earlier with Burt. Just that Burt was able to come up with it. This time, the Carlisle defender did have the advantage of coming forward while Titus was still running down the field. Really a jump ball, and you still kind of like your chances.
Yeah.
I don't have any problem with that throw.
No.
With 21 and a half seconds to go, Carlisle's not a team you're super concerned about being able to drive the ball down the field that quick.
Yeah.
They do only have one timeout. I think taking your shot there was definitely worth it.
And it kind of comes down to what you said earlier, being a game of inches. On that one, on the last time, the defender just missed it. On that one, he's just enough earlier that he gets to it.
Titus Degnier had that thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was a great
set here.
Great play defensively. 5 wide, oop-de-oop. Tyson Guard going to the right, overthrows Sobiskota. No, that was good, Hugh.
You don't get to see Carlisle in an empty set very often.
Well, you don't see a lot of 5 wide in high school football in Iowa.
They're normally a heavy set formation, and then to come out in an empty.
Yeah.
You don't know how much
we probably didn't
for
spend
that.
a lot of time thinking on that one. Yeah.
No. I don't think Coach Fonts was drawing up a defense for that one.
I mean, Porter Smith is your dog backer over here. He is a fairly fast individual as well. Dunn with the ball, picks up about 7, brought down by Meislin.
Now, normally if you get him in a 5 wide set, that's probably a good thing.
And that's going to, they are going to try and run one more play. 3 seconds on the clock, and now they're going to let it go. So that's going to bring us to halftime. Bondurant 27, Carlisle 16. Bondurant will have the ball coming out of halftime. Quick hitters before the band gets out here. What do you got?
Overall, pretty darn good half for the Blue Jays. Obviously, the offense was explosive once again. You got Titus who can hit the big one, and then using him as a decoy has been very effective as well. Defensively, we've just been on the field a ton because we scored so quickly, and I feel like they've played pretty well. They've definitely made Carlisle earn it. And they're a good offensive team, and what they do is super tough to defend. So overall, I think pretty darn good half for the Jays.
Yep, and they got a couple big plays on the screen pass, which is something you can discuss quickly at halftime, maybe make an adjustment on that. And so,
well, that was one of my keys was Bondurant not allowing big plays because I didn't think they'd be able to go 3 or 4 yards a pop down the field, and those 2 screen plays definitely were they were big. They were a factor.
Yep. All right, we're gonna break here. We're gonna let you guys watch the award-winning dance team, and then our Blue Jay marching band will come out here, and we'll come back on after that with maybe some halftime stats. So.
But wait, like, I don't get it.
Rhonda Alpaca, spinning wheel, Cannon and Jupiter, as arranged by Christian Kirschner and Travis Hattler. The band is excited to be back in full uniform for the first time in over 2 years. The bottom for our marching band. Drum majors Ethan Osborne, Garrett Jones, and Ethan Mullen. Is the band ready? Ladies and gentlemen, the Bluejay Pride Marching Band. The Bluejay Pride Marching Band.
To take a moment to recognize our Athletic Booster Club sponsors for their generous donation to our school. Our business sponsors this year are Authentic Construction, Iowa Floor Covering, Lowry Construction, Remax Hilltop, Parks Custom Homes, Photos by Ben, Plaza RV, and Story Kenworthy. If you are interested in becoming a sponsor, you can purchase it in a variety of ways. including RevTrack on the school's website, Venmo at BF Boosters, or via check or credit card at the J Shop during the football game. Learn more about Athletic Boosters through the school website under Activities, Booster Club, and then Athletics. You can find us through Facebook at Bondurant Athletic Boosters Club and Twitter at BF Boosters.
Okay guys, I'm not gonna lie, it's looking pretty rough out there. We've not been playing well, but this time we're gonna bring in a secret weapon, and here he is.
Why is he in slow motion?
Okay, as you guys can tell, our new quarterback is Seneca Wallace. It's their secret weapon. Let's get out there and practice.
Luady! Luis, hit! Hit! Omaha! Oh, she looked the wrong way. Keep running! What's up?
What are you doing dancing?
Okay, all right. Now run the route, please.
Get off the field! We may not be good at football, but we're good at building legacies.
Jays. Probably about the last thing that Carlisle wanted to see was an explosive return there out of the Bluejays, shorten that field up. So far, the Jays haven't really felt a ton of resistance on the defensive side of the ball there for the Wildcats. We'll see if they come out and make some adjustments. You know, part of it is they've been in decent position, but the Jays have just made some plays, whether it's Bird or Cram.
So we got Sam Fuller here in the slot next to Nolan Meyer. Burt may or may not be coming back this game. Collison hands it off to Cram. Cram up the middle. He's dragging a couple guys ahead, and he's going to pick up about 5 on the play.
We've seen that a few times. They've been able to kind of keep him corralled up there in the middle, but we'll see if they can continue to do that. They'll do that for a play or two, and then Cram has been able to bust a long one, or we've been able to hit a deep throw.
I had Cram for 115 yards in the first half on 7 carries, 3 of them for touchdowns.
It's pretty good average.
Collison 7 of 9 for 126 with a touchdown and an interception. Collison rolls out right, hits Meyer, who keeps the feet in bounds and is out of bounds at the 46-yard line.
We saw that play a couple times last week against Pella, and they've added it to the quick out or the quick hitch. And this one I feel like is the toughest to defend as a defensive back. You give them that look that you're running the fade route, and then you plant your foot in the ground, and you run a 12-yard stick route there or comeback.
And it's a super smooth route for Meyer.
Yeah, and a great throw out of Colby.
Collison turns, hands it off to Cram. Cram breaks to the left side, gets outside of Caskey, cuts back up inside, and has a pack of Wildcats there ready to bring him down for a gain of 3 on the play.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be able to bust another one outside there, but it looked like the Ogborn kid really came down hard and forced him back to the inside. Pretty good job of corralling him once again there.
Down the play by number 4, Carter Pencil. Brings up 2nd and 7 for the Bluejays.
Nevada 49, Gilbert 14.
Yeah, I think Nevada's going to be pretty good. They're going to be pretty solid this year. They're going to be a team to reckon with in 3A.
Meyer to the right, Fuller in the slot. Collison rolling to the right, and he's going to take off and run, and he's going to get out of bounds at about the 37, 38-yard line.
Real good decision there. They were kind of baiting him into that. There was nobody that was open, and that was an easy 4-yard run for him.
So just watch Cram on the backside of this when it comes back through. He's hanging out. Like if he wanted to, if you wanted to drop a screen pass back over there,
yeah.
There's not a lot there.
He was probably expecting a little more pressure
Right.
off the edge, but nobody was
He
there.
was protecting backside, and nobody came. So 3rd and 3 now. Cram up the middle, and I think they stopped him short.
They did. They didn't really get much of anything. It's going to
No.
be 4th and a solid 2, it looks like.
One of the rare occasions where you would say our line has gotten not a lot of push.
It was a good push up the middle out of Carlisle, for sure. They definitely moved us back, and they do got one guy in there that's Glover, he's going to be hard to move.
Yeah. So we brought Powers in, who could be punting or he could be the fullback. So 4th and 2, 4th and 3. Looks like we're going for it. Porter Smith in the backfield behind Collison with Caskey and Powers at fullback.
We have been able to draw teams off sides.
And they give it to Porter. Porter breaks outside, and he leans forward to the 33-yard line.
That was closer than I thought it was. I thought he had it pretty easily, but he got it by about a yard.
He actually thought he was going to end up breaking that thing the way he first shot through.
A couple other scores from our district. We had, the last I saw was Indianola 42 and Perry 0, and Norwalk was 24-0 at halftime with Boone.
Did you say Winterset?
I did not say.
Winterset 13, DCG 10 after 3. Porter behind Collison, takes the handoff and sneaking up through the middle. Gain of about 2 on the play before a group of Wildcats show up.
Carlisle's doing a much better job against, that's just your basic power play there with your fullback and guard pulling through. Doing a much better job of really kind of corralling that thing and not letting them get downhill or bounce it to the outside. So they must have made some adjustment.
Yeah. We hadn't seen Porter at all as a ball carrier in the first half, but that's partially
we didn't
because
run. We didn't run a ton of plays.
Yeah. I think I had 19 plays for us on offense in the first half. Porter takes it again, and he's met hard there. That's 67. Was that Nolan Pagel? Came through the line and made a good wrap-up tackle.
Yeah, again, a really nice play. A little bit of a run through there for the Wildcats. Stopping him in the backfield puts an interesting down and distance. You kind of wonder, well, what kind of route we'll see here. I have a feeling that Meyer is going to be the target. Could be Meyer or Cram maybe with Burt out.
Yeah.
Could be one of those fade stops again.
We have thrown a pass to Fuller this year.
Yep. Yeah, he caught
a
post down the middle for a touchdown.
Collison looking to the right, looking at Meyer the whole way, and makes it just a perfect ball on the sideline, out of bounds at the 22. Is going to be enough for the first down. Great play.
Got him on that fade stop again. They were doubling Titus down the middle, and you get single coverage with Meyer like we've talked about. You kind of have to pick your poison a little bit here, and Colby's getting really good with that throw.
Yeah.
It's super tough to defend, especially if you don't get any pressure on him.
Yep. Goodhue was there, but he had to make sure he didn't go deep.
Yeah.
And one-on-one coverage is not an easy place to be for anybody. Cram split to the right, Meyer deep to the right, Caskey next to Collison. Collison looking to throw, looking into the ends, or looking, he had Meyer on the sideline, and they're going to say incomplete.
I wonder if he caught that because they really thought that his feet were still in bounds. But, again, pretty good throws, maybe a little low and outside. But
I didn't see any type of motion, as if he went out of bounds, and that's why he called it. He just said incomplete.
Very similar route. Might have been exactly the same. Can't see it with our logo there in the way.
That's what pays the bills. Wait,
True.
No. So Collison now going to hand it off to Cram up the middle, breaks it to the right side, following a lead block by Caskey. Still on his feet, brought down at the almost to the 15 actually. Well, the inside guy's almost on the 15, the outside guy's on the 16.
He must have. It's an interesting spot. He must have got pushed back pretty far. I thought he was closer to the 16 or 17 myself.
So gain is 6 on the play.
Initial stop there was about the 18, but then he kind of fought forward and about got to the 15. So Carlisle's been in this position, some third and mediums, third and longs, and just haven't been able to get that stop.
Yeah.
I think, again, you could definitely see something quick here to Meyer.
Trips left, Cram to the left. Collison going to look left, throws right, hits Meyer. He has it, and that's a catch at the 11-yard line. What?
Pass is complete.
So the guy the official by the flag was at a weird spot, but now he's saying first down. I feel like they're just not lined up, the two officials, but
First and 10, Blue Jays.
either way, Blue Jay first down.
And once again, an excellent throw. Had a feeling that's where they were going to go, and it's just
Right.
so hard to defend because if you come up tight, I'm sure they have the play called before. Hey, if the corner's up, we're going over the top. If he's back, something quick.
Collison to Cram. Cram breaks out left side. Good pressure by Prentice-Hill, but Cram's still on his feet. He's driving ahead. He's working his way, and he's going to be down at the 1 yard line, 2 yard line maybe. Gain of 8 on the play on what looked like it could have been a loss at 3.
Yeah, definitely could have been tackled in the backfield. Initial contact is right about the line of scrimmage, even in the backfield. But like we've seen, he just keeps those legs pumping.
One of the nice things on that pass that Collison had is he actually looked left towards the trip side.
Yep.
Anytime you line up Cram on one side and you look that way, people think the ball might actually go there. And it gave Meyer a little chance to get downfield before that comeback. So really well executed play. Collison hands off to Cram. Cram up the middle. Tight as Cram. Blue Jay touchdown. His 4th of the game.
Touchdown, Blue Jays on the carry. Titus Graham.
Yeah, that one was just a really good job up front out of the Blue Jays, getting a good push, and Titus got that one in pretty easily.
Bondurant coaches were not happy about that tackle being followed all the way through after the touchdown had been called, but it is what it is. Moving on, Falsgraf on for the extra point. Kick it. Ooh, fake. Barkema has it. He's trying to get to the edge. And Cooper Frey.
I like the design of that.
Yeah.
I think it was intentional.
Charlie.
I'm not 100% sure because the snap was.
Jack Laughlin on the tackle.
The snap was off a little bit there. The only.
But Falsgraf ran through like it was a fake. Don't you think?
I don't know. I don't think he could get the ball down on the tee. I was going to say, if you're going to run that, I think you got to have a guy leaking out for a pass option as well.
If it was a bad snap, good job of Falsgraf by just getting out of the way, because most of the time you see a guy just like, where are you going to put the ball down? Should I kick it? And maybe he should have flipped it up to Falsgraf and had him run.
Yeah, that could have been an option.
Pretty sure we ran that play once last year for a 2-point conversion. It may not have been called by the coaches.
Maybe Reed couldn't kick it. Still had that frogging issue from the other day that was kind of stinking up his car.
A frog in his shoe, huh?
Yeah, apparently either a frog climbed in the shoe or somebody put a dead frog in his shoe. But either way, the smell, I was told, was
worse
not
than
good.
the shoe normally.
Yeah, I mean, probably didn't smell good to begin with, but then you throw in a decomposing frog. That definitely amps it up a little bit.
Or was the smell of the shoe that bad that it killed the frog?
I'm just wondering if it's, how much of that frog did you get out if it was decomposing?
Right.
How do you get a frog out of your shoe?
I don't know how you get the frog into your shoe. Ogborn with the return. Porter makes some pressure and then gets some cleanup on his teammates. Brought down at the 19.
That was definitely the best coverage of the night for the Blue Jays. First time I feel like I've seen Porter getting down the field. I don't know if he was an addition at halftime, but
he was in there on that last kickoff. I know. I didn't see him on the first two.
Excellent job out of him.
First and 10.
No frog in his shoe.
Nope.
I have to ask. I mean, Reed is a high jumper. Do you think the frog was going to help him
I don't know.
jump?
Get some hops, more hops.
Brad doesn't have any. Ball up the middle. Prentice-Hill with the carry. Going to gain 2 on the play. Brings up 2nd and 8.
And like I talked about at the beginning of the game, Carlisle's offense isn't really meant to strike big plays or strike quickly. So it'll be interesting to see if they change their mentality here at all. Is it still going to be kind of the same old, hey, we're going to hit you with dive, we're going to hit you with veer, and then maybe try to take a shot over the top, or are they going to have to kind of abandon game plan here pretty soon and start throwing the ball down the field a little bit more?
Peterson and Sobiskota to the left. And now Lenhart moving in motion to the other side as a tight end. And they hand it off. Guard with the keeper, and he's met by Cameron Mislin. Picks up about 3 on the play. Brings up 3rd and 3 or 4.
Excellent job out of Mislin there, scraping over the top. Probably being the backside backer there, his responsibility is going to get down the line of scrimmage.
34 Wildcats.
And really does a nice job of tracking the QB here.
And you got to give a little credit to your D linemen for holding up those linemen, because your offensive line is trying to work their way up second level.
Yeah, that makes things really tough when they get in your way.
Plus, I love to give credit to linemen any chance I get. Second guy through, I think, Prentice-Hill?
Yep, that was Prentice-Hill. It looks like he got past the line to get.
They did call the first down.
On the carry, number 4,
Looked like again there, he maybe just kind of got tripped up. Somebody kind of got him down low.
But
otherwise, he had
a
little bit of a cutback lane there.
Oh, yeah. You're not kidding on the cutback lane. So we go to the left. I think that's, well, I'm not sure if that's Peterson or Goodhue to the right. And fumbled snap. I can't see the ball.
Well, he picked it up and it got 4 yards out of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't see him pick it up, but I saw him kind of crawling on the ground almost. What could have been disastrous turns into a positive play for him there.
4 yards on the scramble, brings up 2nd and 7.
Like, I never saw the ball out. You could just see by his reaction that it clearly hit the ground, but he must have reached down quick and gathered.
And that's what we talked about earlier, that you got to have a dealer. There's so much quick exchanges.
So first guy through, I think that was Prentice-Hill.
Sometimes you do end up with the ball on the ground a little bit more than what you would with a traditional I formation type of team and handoffs.
You definitely have more opportunities for a fumble because of all the multiple hands on it.
Well, yeah, when you're lined up in the I and you're just running a lead and power, there's really no decision making like there is in this midline and veer type of offense.
Down with the ball. Mislin goes for a ride, spins him down. Gain of 3, going to bring up 4th and a long one, maybe 2.
Yeah, at this juncture, maybe earlier in the game you punt it, but I think that the fact that you've had a hard time slowing the Blue Jays down. I think you got to try to possess the football here.
And I mean, we've brought it up multiple times. I mean, most of their plays go positive yards. So when you only need 2, you're going to attempt it.
Yeah, they've had success.
And they hand it off. First guy through is Dunn. He picks up the first down with about a yard to spare.
It really is difficult to hold a guy to a 0 or negative carry on something that quick and right up the middle. You just don't have enough time to get off a block and get in the backfield.
But this bleeds a lot of time off the clock. I mean, we're already under 3 minutes here in the third.
And maybe they're okay with that, knowing, hey, we're going to go down. We have to score a touchdown, however long it takes us.
Yeah.
And then try to get a stop or an onside kick.
And guard kept it, which was good, because if he'd have given it to Dunn, Dunn was met immediately. Guard was able to sneak around the edge and pick up 2 yards on the play.
Again, what could have been a negative play ends up positive. It's not a huge positive play, but it does keep the marker in front of the sticks and still has everything in your playbook available for you.
Yeah, you have to be impressed with the way Guard has been making his decisions all night.
Yeah.
He rolls out to the left. He's looking downfield, and he's got Sobieskoda. Meyer may or may not have got a hand on it. I think he was just outside of reach of Sobieskoda being able to come up with that play.
Kind of like we saw earlier where we had 2 Blue Jays in a very similar close area. Carlisle had 2 guys that were pretty close to each other as well. Like somebody didn't run quite the right route. I'm guessing that the hitch on the outside was maybe a little deeper than what they want.
Yeah, that would make sense. Peterson was a little further downfield. Barkema was trailing Sobieskoda across the field. But
yeah, you probably want that more at 6 or 7 yards, so it gives you space on that corner route.
Otherwise, you're working on a super tight window.
Yeah, which you almost got in there. I mean, it was a pretty good throw.
Guard now dropping straight back, and he's going to try and make a move, but they are nowhere to go. The Blue Jay line did a good job of reading him that time. They didn't let him escape. Turner and Porter Smith, or is that John?
That was really good coverage. Didn't have anybody open. He had a little bit of time to throw, but we did a much better job of containing him and not letting him get to the edge and tuck it and run. I'd be wary of a fake punt here. I don't think they'll do it. But
Cram is kind of your safety guy there, just beyond the first down marker. Not a bad guy to hang out there. Goodhue's kick is up, looking to get a bounce. Does get a decent bounce, and it's still rolling. They're going to be down at the 23-yard line. Blue Jays will take over. First down, 54 seconds remaining in the third.
That was their best punt result of the night. It's been hard for the Jays to field. It's kind of been a little bit shorter and on the ground, but you'll take that field position if you're the Blue Jays.
Now we just need to have a good drive here, protect the ball. Good time to shout out our sponsor, the Bird's Nest, who have been helping raise children here in Bondurant for several years, protecting your kids just like we want to protect the ball. So thank you, Bird's Nest, for sponsoring our Blue Jay digital football feed.
Definitely looks like a run formation here.
And they hand it off to Cram. He's breaking out to the left side, and there's a lot of people over there.
I will give Carlisle credit. They've done a much better job against the run. They just haven't been able to get that stop on third down. This will take us close to the end of the third quarter here. Probably got time for one more play if it's a run or completed pass.
So 2nd and 6. Cram kind of hobbling off, although
maybe a cramp.
Yeah,
he's got a little bit of an awkward gait to him,
or he might just be dancing off. I don't know.
Yeah.
Either way, Porter Smith in the backfield behind him.
Got Meyer in tight here. If we do throw it, could be something quick to the outside.
Pitch to Porter. Porter
back.
Trying to get outside. Does, and picks up the first down at right at the 35. Gain of 7. Oh, but
now it looks like he's down. I think he's got a cramp too.
The only thing that scares me is it a cramp, or are they looking closer at his knee that already?
I think it's a cramp. It looks like Sarah's holding the toes there.
Okay. Let's see. A little bit of update. Pella 14, Newton 7 in the third quarter.
Newton is ranked number 7 in the.
Newton is ranked number 7. We may have questions about that ranking based off of quality of opponent, but Indianola 63, Perry 0.
The cream always rises to the top.
It does. We kind of had this conversation last week that maybe Pella still might end up a postseason team.
Yeah, I mean they could be 6-3, 5-4, and
Norwalk 24. The Toreadors from Boone 0 in the third quarter. All right, so we're stretching. It looks
I
like
think they very easily could be 5-4 and finish second in that district. Between them and
Xavier, and that'll be a good game to watch too. If you're,
And then they got one of the Cedar Rapids teams, I think, too, outside of Xavier.
Yeah, I don't think it's one of the better teams.
Is it a Washington?
I think it's Washington. I think they might have had a pretty rough time last year. Final in Dallas Center, Winterset 20, DCG 13.
And DCG's been an interesting team to kind of follow since we played them. They get blasted by Norfolk and give us a good run for a half a game, and then we handle them by a couple scores. They go on to lose to Johnston
by
right?
1,
17-16.
Yep.
And so they've kind of been all over the board. They're probably getting better as the season's going on because I think Winterset's pretty good.
Yeah. They seem to be.
Dropping the 60 spot last week on ADM.
What, 400 and some yards rushing off one guy? Yeah. Forgy might be pretty decent. Cram back into the backfield behind Collison, and he takes the handoff, looking to get up the middle. Not really any place to go. He was looking for a hole, and it just didn't really develop.
Yeah, he looked a little hesitant there, not quite as aggressive as what we've seen out of him, and there just might not have been anything there for him to hit.
On the carry, number 6, Titus Cram. Initially met by number 98.
Porter looks like he's trying to shake out an ankle maybe. So
Wildcats brings up 2nd and 9.
And
your likely backup then behind Cram would be sophomore Caleb Moore, who's ran really well while he's been out there.
He runs hard. He runs downhill. I think he'll run where the ball's intended to go.
2 fullbacks in front of Collison. Play action. Collison looking to pass. Dumps it off to Caskey, who I thought maybe was down with a knee when he caught it, and that's what they said. Okay.
Yeah, it sure looked like he was on the ground. That play's super hard to defend with those H-backs who are normally kicking out or pulling up to backers, and then they just leak out into the flat. Really hard for your outside linebacker to pick them up in coverage. As you saw the defender, he realized once he went play action that,
yeah,
my guy's open.
So Powers coming out. Are we back to one fullback this time, I think?
I have a feeling that'll probably be the case. 2 wide receiver set. Well,
so Cole splitting out wide left. Fuller and Cram both to the left, so Tripp's left. And Collison's going to look to pass, and they get by. But he has a man downfield. He whips it up to Meyer. Great break on that one by Archer Ogborn. Knocks it away. Incomplete pass.
Well, he makes a great play initially to kind of deke that defender who came free, thinking that, hey, he's going to step up, and then bounces to the outside, and he follows it up with probably not a very good decision trying to throw that to Meyer in some pretty tight coverage.
Like, he had the cornerback beat. Meyer got behind Goodhue, but that was a great job coming over the top from the safety, Ogborn.
Ogborn made a heck of a play there, and I'm sure that he'd really like that ball back.
Yeah.
Hit him right in the chest.
11:05 remaining in the fourth here, 33-16, Blue Jay lead. John Powers into punt. Expect a very high punt. Maybe too high. Looks like it's going to come down about the 38. And it bounces too high for a Blue Jay to recover, and Noah Winger's going to down that thing at the 49. That is going to be a net punt of not a lot.
Every team has got a word that they like to utilize to get away from the ball, and it sure looks like that they heard that word because everybody's blocking, and then all of a sudden, boom, they take off.
Yeah, yeah. Half of Carlisle's guys on the field were over to our sideline, so.
Get away.
That was a very, very high punt. So one thing about Burt being out is that leaves Cram as your primary safety as well, and then Porter's out, and that leaves him as your primary tailback also.
Yep, and then kind of hurts your depth a little bit on defenses. We're seeing Batney come in right now. Maybe is filling in for that spot that Porter's been playing tonight on the defensive side. The good news is you do have a 17-point lead right now.
Dunn picked up 3 on that run up the middle. Dunn and Prentice still in the backfield behind guard. And they hand it off first man through, which would be Prentice. He's going to pick up maybe 4 on that play.
So Carlisle's still pretty content with doing what they normally do, running their midline and veer. I think for them it's still part of you got to get that initial first down and then start taking your shots. This could potentially be, especially with the situation with 10 minutes to go, maybe a play action type of pass.
Looks like Porter's going to try and talk his way back in. And they hand it off up the middle. That's Dunn. He's rolling through, and the Blue Jays are trying to rip the ball away, but Dunn does a good job of holding on to that ball. Rumbles forward for a first down, gain of about 6 on the play, and Porter Smith comes back out onto the field.
Always a good idea to do that, and somebody's got the tackle secured, but you'd better make sure with him that the tackle is secure because he doesn't go down easy. He'll spin out of that, and then all of a sudden you're trying to chase him from behind.
Yeah. Cram was the one trying to rip that ball out. Looked like Brock Turner maybe was the guy that was holding on to him.
This will probably be a pass.
Prentice in motion out to the left. They screen pass, going to look for they do look for the double pass, and Dunn is, oh, wow, good pass.
Man,
I mean, it was a little underthrown, but you don't want to overthrow the wide open guy either, but Dunn just wasn't quite able to make that play. I think that was Goodhue on the throw, who was the quarterback when guard was out.
That was
it's set up perfect.
Pretty good design. You kind of knew as soon as he threw it.
Honestly, I'm not even sure if it's underthrown. That was beautiful.
As soon as the first pass was made, I knew that it was the double pass, and they almost had him wrapped up, but he still made kind of an awkward throw that was right on the money.
We knew Goodhues were athletes. That's not news around here. Countered Prentice Hill. Going to gain a yard on the play. It's going to be 3rd and 9.
Well, they haven't been in this
official timeout because Meisland
may be coming out for something.
So Caleb Moore going to go in for him.
Okay. Carlisle hasn't been in this situation a ton tonight because they have had a ton of positive plays, but 3rd and 9.
I think maybe his helmet popped off.
Gotcha.
And so that's why it was an official timeout.
3rd and 9. Could see that screen, but I got a feeling the Blue Jays are going to be sitting on that one. They probably talked about that at halftime. I think you're probably going to get a rollout right here.
Yeah.
Try to get some type of combo route with these 2 wide
Dunn
receivers.
in the slot there. Guard rolls out to the right. Dunn's running short. And
nice
Peterson
catch.
makes the catch, and it looks like it's going to be good enough for a first down.
That was low and a little bit behind, but he really brought that thing in. That was a nice play. Guard was running out of room, too. He knew he had to get rid of it and really put it in a spot where only his guy could get it. Tough throw.
I mean, what you definitely can't have here if you're Carlisle is have a turnover, and that would end it.
Yeah.
It was a low-risk pass, except for the fact that it was 3rd and 9, so you really did need the yards.
Yeah, it's already going to be tough sledding right now. They definitely can't turn the football over.
And that's the first target Peterson has had on the night. First man through.
Looked like we were ready for that one.
Yeah. Yep. Fulton, Powers, Caleb Moore, all in there on the tackle.
Yeah, guard maybe should have kept that one.
Number 44, Jonathan Dunn. Met at the line of scrimmage by 57.
Gain of a yard. Long yard on that play. See, it looks like they're going to probably go to their 3 running back set now because Carlisle's in there. And wide receiver came out, and then they switched wide receivers. So Carlisle.
Oh, that's why they brought him in. They're going to split.
Dunn's going to go wide left.
Yep, going to throw it up to him, I bet.
And guard looking down at Dunn the whole way. And Barkema just does a good job staying in front of him and kind of got tangled up in the feet, but didn't let him get by, which was the key part there.
Yeah, I really think if Dunn would have caught that, we might have seen a flag on him. It looked like the referee was reaching for it. But the fact that it was incomplete, he probably let it go. Again, really good coverage from Barkema.
Yeah. And that's the second one he's had against Dunn on that where he's just done a good job staying there. I don't understand why they keep
throwing it to the middle of the field with him. If they want to throw it to him, you got him singled out there on a smaller guy, throw it wider. But
so good hue to the right. Carlisle still in there. Dunn was in the slot position, like an offset tight end, wingback type. So timeout Wildcats.
Their first one of the half. I'm sure that with it being 3rd and 9, they want to make sure that they get a good one drawn up here and called. Everybody's on the same page. See if they got another trick play maybe.
As you get a little shot of our student section getting pumped up here. So Jess Carlisle was in there at running back. He actually missed the game against us last year, had a little bit of an injury. So while I was sitting in the end zone doing the recording for the huddle cam, he was doing Carlisle's recording. Nice kid, good conversation all game, good representation of what you want your Wildcats to be. So shout out Jess for just being a good guy. (33-16), 7:29 remaining in the fourth quarter here.
Well, like we've seen earlier, I think you're probably going to have to roll guard out some way, whether it's left or right. Yeah. The ball is kind of in the middle-ish of the field, so you're not restricted which way you're going to roll. Typically for them, it's wherever the wide receivers are. That's the direction that they typically roll to.
Although maybe not if they're splitting Dunn high to the left again. So Barkema's going to have Dunn man-on coverage again over here. And
yeah, this isn't typically a rollout type of formation for them.
Guard looking right, now rolling to the left. Brock's going to have him wrapped up. Sack at the 38-yard line, loss at 9 on the play.
Very similar to the play we saw out of him earlier. He just kind of dips underneath that tackle, and he's so quick off that edge. Some of those bigger guys really have a hard time. If they don't get their paws on him, he just goes right on by.
Yeah.
And then the back kind of missed him too.
Yep.
Probably was more looking for inside protection than somebody coming off the edge.
So now it's 4th and 18, 17. Guard dropping back. Turner's looking at him. Screen pass, and that receiver was tackled because I think it was intended for Prentice-Hill, and
Yeah.
Powers tackled him, which is kind of interesting because he did a play fake, right?
Yeah, well,
So
not. Yeah,
no, he
that's-
didn't, I
yeah.
guess. Not on that one.
Not to that guy.
Not to that guy.
No, and he
Yeah.
tackled him well before.
Yeah.
Like, he knew the play was
Yeah,
coming.
yeah. What he did not do is give up a touchdown.
No. Like we said, that they might come back to that, but I felt like the Jays were going to be ready for that one, and they definitely were. They just were a little overzealous.
It was a great read.
What did they end up
So
calling?
holding on the defense is going to be the call.
It must not be the. I need to brush up on my rules. I guess I thought that was an automatic first down on defensive holding, but must not be in high
I don't
school.
think in high school. So 4th and 12. Two
This one,
receivers to the right.
yeah.
Dunn in a tight end or split end on the right. Guard looking deep, and he's aiming towards Peterson. Peterson's there, and he makes the catch at the 6-yard line. I think Meyer was stuck between two guys and was guarding the inside guy first, and good read by guard to see him out there. Gain of 26 on the play.
We don't run a ton of cover 3, and I think you're right. I think he got caught up a little bit on the guy running down the seam, and he had his own guy on the outside. Which one does he got to go get? And pretty good throw out of guard. Good catch.
I mean, the throw was good. The read was excellent. You waited.
Yeah.
You found the open receiver.
He did a nice job of looking him off.
Lenhart in motion to the left. Handoff to Dunn up the middle, and he's going to take it in for a Wildcat touchdown from 6 yards out.
Well, yeah, you get Carlisle in the situation you want. You get him in 3rd and long. You get him in 4th and long. We kind of got a penalty that, whatever. I still have an opportunity to get off the field, and Carlisle executes. Now you're in a position where they make this. It's a 10-point game. I got to think you're going to see an onside kick out of Carlisle. I don't think that they are going to be able to kick it deep.
Good Hugh, the holder from Pinkowski. Snap down, kick up, and it is good. So that's going to give us a 33-23 ball game right now. 6:34 on the clock.
Pretty nice response out of Carlisle this half. First half they gave up a lot of big plays. Second half they've only given up the one touchdown. So they've played really well in the second half. It's going to be a matter of can they get the ball back somehow now.
And they did force us to punt last time.
Yep.
So they have a little bit of momentum that way.
And maybe with 6.5, they'll still try to kick it deep and try to get that 3 and out.
You got to score twice, though. I almost think you're right the first time that you got to try the onside.
I agree. Kind of depends on your philosophy here. We'll see what they do.
Because you got to stop it twice anyway, right?
Yeah,
so
you're going to have to get 2 stops somehow, some way.
Bluejays definitely lining up as if it's an onside.
Carlisle's got both sides pretty far out, nobody in the middle, so you're thinking, yep, this thing's 2 kickers maybe.
They got both kickers because Sobiskota and Pinkowski are out there if you want to do your long name.
Yep.
This has got to be the longest name kicking combination around. And Pinkowski and Sobiskota, who's going to kick it? Sobiskota does kick it, and it is recovered. Jacob Vanderlinden does a good job stepping forward and downs it at the 47-yard line. Great play there by the sophomore.
Yeah, really nice job of him coming forward. The ball, I don't know if the ball was going to get 10 or not.
No, probably. I mean,
it was going to be close, and you don't want to wait to see if it's going to.
Right.
And he does a nice job of coming up, getting in a position where it's on a kind of a short hop, and just gets on top of it. No possible chance at Carlisle recovering that there.
Yeah, because what happens is if you wait to see if it goes 10 yards, you also let the kicking team get downfield with a better shot of getting to it.
They start pushing you around, and then all of a sudden you don't have anybody that's going to be able to cover up the football.
Now you got to scrum. And
yep, that was an excellent job out of a sophomore there in a situation that you don't see very often.
Yep. Cram in the backfield behind Collison. He takes it left side. He cuts outside. He's at the 40. He's going to be brought down. Gain of 12 on the play at the 35-yard line.
Excellent tackle. I think Prentice-Hill was the guy that maybe grabbed a hold of him. again, we see that Carlisle doesn't quite hold the edge, and Titus does a nice job of pressing it up the middle and then bouncing that thing.
Powers did a good job of sealing off that end. Yeah, and it was Prentisell, you're right, and Jack Laughlin, I think, is the other tackler. Pella 21, Newton 7 with 7 minutes to go.
That's not surprising, I don't think.
No.
I think.
In all honesty, I'm a little surprised it isn't a bigger differential.
Well, the only thing I'd say is Pella's not like a huge scoring team.
Yeah. Wildcats do a good job of wrapping up there and flow into the ball. They stopped Cram for a gain of a yard on the play, 2nd and 9.
Yeah, that was a pack of Wildcats right there. The one thing you got to be careful of right now is you're fighting really hard for extra yards. A lot of times that is when you see a ball
Something
carrier
bad happen.
Fumble the football. You got to make sure that, keep fighting, but make sure you cover up that football. Really the best chance and maybe only opportunity Carlisle's got to get back in this thing is us turning the ball over. Just make them earn it.
Porter Smith into the ball game. Titus Cram out. Smith the tailback behind Collison. 2 fullbacks in front of Collison. Handoff up the middle. Porter head of seam. Picks up 6, 7, rolls through and down about 2 yards shy of the first down.
Very determined run right there by Porter. No hesitation. Knew where the hole was going to be. Hit it hard. Had a good head of steam going. Good positive play there. 7, 8 yards. Very makeable 3rd and 2.
You don't see all that many cuts from Porter typically. He wants to make contact straight ahead.
No, and that's why they're kind of a nice little tandem. They give you some different things running the football wise.
So 3rd and 2, double fullback in front of Collison again. Hand off to Porter again. Same play as last time. Porter's going to pick up the first down. They're letting the play go a really long time, but first down, gain of 3 or 4 on the play.
Maybe your traditional thunder and lightning.
The ball carries number 27, Porter Smith.
So who do you think of when you think thunder and lightning? What's your go-to?
Ooh, well, you got Marcus Allen and Bo Jackson.
Okay.
That would be.
I was going to go Mike Allstott and Warwick Dunn.
Okay, that's a good combo.
Because you're in good hands with Allstott, right?
Yep. Christian Okoye and Barry Word.
Barry Word, yep. For you Chiefs fans out there. You guys are having a little resurgence right now. Smith takes the handoff from Collison. Same play again. Flag in the middle. Most likely a hold, but if not, Smith picks up a dozen. It was a great run, but might have been helped by something in the middle based off of.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's really hard for us to see up here.
Yeah.
I do see we got old 70 Bryce Baker in there. He's been pulling every single play coming from the right tackle position.
Yeah, even on a little bit of a replay, I can't see what it is. I don't know. Caskey is encouraging Cole Mitchell, so maybe it was called on him.
Yeah, we don't get any numbers up here either,
No.
so maybe the referees could talk into our mic or our headsets. That would be good.
Or maybe, Caskey's like, "Hey Cole, how you been? We should finish this ball game." You never know. Mitchell's an interesting cat.
It does keep the clock moving. I know it does push them back about 6, 7 yards.
So we got a timeout Wildcats. 3:28 on the clock. 1st and 17.
I think you're at a juncture right now. One more first down pretty much will seals the deal here.
That is the second time out of the half for the Wildcats.
Depending how many plays it takes you to get the first down, I guess. If you get it on this play, then, you're still going to have to get another one or just punch the darn thing in the end zone. Got any other scores that you've...
Nothing at the moment.
Guess I didn't look at any 5A scores.
Let's see. Final from Nevada, 56-14 over Gilbert. Gilbert's one of our prior opponents this season.
I was trying to find the North Polk. I believe they were playing Algona tonight, starting their district play.
Okay. It's always fun to check up on what's going on, throughout the other teams, but sometimes it's real easy to find and sometimes not so much. Porter Smith behind Collison. Same play again. Pounding ahead. Porter's running behind some people. Baker, one of them. And he's going to gain, looks like he's about back to the original line of scrimmage. So gain a 7 on the run.
I think you probably just continue to play it safe and stick with that at least for one more play.
Yeah.
Kind of see what you end up with on third down. You've always got that option if it's third and short, third and medium to throw a quick one out to Meyer. But I think right now you just keep that clock moving.
There's an argument to be had that if you can't stop it, why would I stop?
Yep.
Stay tuned for the Legacy Bank Player of the Game after the game. Porter Smith, left side, behind a pulling blocker. He cuts through ahead, and he's going to be down at the 16-yard line. He's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
Yeah, I think you also notice that guys are getting up a lot slower right now. Nobody's in a hurry to get up off the ground.
We got a timeout.
Another cramp. It's kind of funny. We have the first 2 weeks that are super hot, and we really don't have any cramping.
Right.
I'm sure the coaches were just totally pushing the fluids. You got to drink water, you got to drink your Gatorade, and then we get our first cool night, and we've had 3 or 4 guys get
Are you
cramps.
saying potentially teenage boys don't do all the things they're supposed to if they're not constantly reminded?
It's probably not just restricted to them, but yeah, they maybe don't always take care of themselves the best.
Pickle juice, I heard, was the key for the Eagles several years ago.
Well, when I coached at Dyke, New Hartford, they had a big pickle jar, and everybody took a couple Dixie cups full of pickle juice before every game.
That sounds terrible, by the way.
It wouldn't bother me, but I suppose it's not for everyone.
Did you partake?
I wasn't really worried about cramping up on the sideline.
I'm sure you were much more active as a coach at that point, though.
Yeah. Probably not that season. I just held a clipboard.
So,
all right, here we go.
2:08 on the clock.
First down ends it.
Porter carries it. He's going to be, it looks like he's right at the first down marker, and they are going to say first down. That's a huge get there.
Pretty nice tackle out of Peterson, but just wasn't quite enough. And I'm sure if we were short, we were probably going to line up and
pound it
and do the exact same thing again.
So now with 1:50 left, Carlisle has 1 timeout, needs 10 points, and I'm going to guess we're going to run the same play.
Yeah, I don't envision anything different. And if we did the math, I think that even if they do use their timeout, I think we'll probably be able to run the clock out.
And Wildcats kind of read that one out. They stop it for maybe no gain.
Kind of wondering why they didn't try that sooner. Whoever that was, came extremely hard off the back end. Kind of forced.
Goodhue was the outside guy. I'm not sure who came from
over
the inside. Yeah. Who is that gentleman?
42, Jalen Trotter.
42.
Yeah, really nice play getting
Jalen
flat down the line of scrimmage there to make a play at the line of scrimmage. Still haven't used their timeout.
And I think
they might be content.
Yeah. Smith takes the ball left side, and he's going to break free, and he's going to dive in for a Bondurant touchdown. Porter Smith from 12 yards out.
Yeah, I'm sure they were probably trying to avoid that, giving up one more score.
Yeah.
As we saw there at the end, I mean, Porter is a really tough runner. Every run he had was just straight downhill and busting tackles. Deserves that touchdown.
Porter's 11th run, all in the second half. Baltzcraft's kick is blocked again. That pressure coming off the outside by Sovi Skoda is getting to him.
It looked like everything was a little bit slow there on the kick. I don't know if we had a problem getting the ball down on the ground. But the whole timing, didn't look that bad.
Yeah. He came through on touch though, right?
Yeah.
So
Gonna have to sure something up there on that.
Yeah. 50 yards on the in the second half here for Porter Smith with that touchdown capper. So Blue Jays 39, Wildcats 23. 40 seconds left on the clock. I think it's safe to say at this point Bondurant's going to move on to 5-0.
Yep.
Next week they'll be going to Perry. Perry's coming off of a tough night. I think it was Indianola that maybe 60 pointed them.
Yeah, we've got a little stretch here, I think, where maybe if we need to rest a guy or two, we'll probably be able to. Anybody that's maybe not healthy, probably 2 of our easier games.
Wildcats move on to play Boone, I believe, at home, who is our opponent after Perry. So Wildcats probably looking for a bounce back. But right now, Bondurant, who was 5th ranked, I think, by the register, looks to move on. Falsgraf with the squib kick, fielded at the 21. Is that Kersell? I see the 8. I don't see the other number.
Another pretty nice return out of the Wildcats. I think the big thing tonight for the Blue Jays was to make sure that they didn't have a letdown. Beating a team like Pella and the history that they've had was huge for this program moving forward, and keeping kids grounded. You know, they're not used to being 5-0 and ranked in the top 5. Making sure that you keep your eye on the goal, and they did a pretty good job tonight, I thought.
Definitely. Guard looking to pass. He's looking to throw deep to Goodhue. Goodhue's actually got a step, and Barkema's trying to chase him down. Goodhue's going to take it all the way into the end zone for a Wildcat touchdown. That's a 62-yard touchdown from Tyson Guard to Joe Goodhue.
Number 15, Joseph Goodhue.
And that's a pretty common route that they run with the doubles to the right side. That inside slot receiver run a wheel route, look like he's going to run a quick out. Don't ever bite on it. Be prepared to turn and run, and I'm sure that Tyson was prepared for that, just kind of maybe lost focus there for a little bit, and a really nice throw out of guard.
Yep. 22 seconds left. You're still a 2-score ball game. Like, not really going to make a difference, but.
Well, you go for 2. You go for 2, and you make it a 1-score game.
Pass complete to Don. Oh, they're going to say incomplete. Oh, you're right. We missed our extra point. So
Yeah, for sure. That would have made it an 8-point game. An onside kick would have came into play. He was kind of all over the place tonight in the passing game. There was no doubt they wanted to get him involved, and he had a couple really big plays with those screens.
Yep.
But he also had the opportunity to make a couple more big ones with the double pass and then the 2-point conversion there.
Yeah, the double pass is probably going to be the one that keeps them up tonight.
Yeah, because I don't think they scored on that drive.
No. And
getting that one right there, you at least give yourselves a little bit of hope.
Yeah.
He must have, it looked like he caught it clean.
I think it came out. Barkema ripped it away, maybe.
Hard to tell with the window in my way here.
I'm going to say Barkema ripped it away because it sounds more impressive for Tyson.
Pass deflection. Well, they're going to go to the same side, or they're going to try their luck down here?
You flip sides, right? I mean, it's just naturally.
You would think so.
So this is going to be Pinkowski coming this way?
Yep.
Pinkowski coming this way, and actually the ball's on the ground, and it's going to be recovered by the Wildcats.
The onside kick is recovered.
26 gets the recovery.
We see a similar type of thing where a guy steps forward to try to get it before that 10 yards. The one thing that was different on this, they got that big bounce. You're always looking for that big pop-up bounce on that onside kick, and it does what it did right there and kind of hits him in the chest. Those are tough to field.
21 seconds remaining. Maybe we drop our defenders back a little bit. Maybe.
Well, that's the advice from the crowd. Don't
let them get behind you.
Always a good idea.
Thank you, Winger.
Always a good idea.
Tyson Guard rolling out to the left. Falling back, throws it up, and Barkema and Cram both got a hand on it. Ball falls incomplete.
It looked like maybe the Carlisle wide receiver went on the defensive mode there too and gave Titus a little tug so he couldn't catch it.
And a flag on it anyway. Holding on the Wildcats.
Well, we'll see if they got any more tricks up their sleeve. Boy, that thing is way back there now. First and 20.
Well, the ball's at the 29. They need to get to the 45, so 25 to go, yeah.
Well, you get that spot foul, and it can really push you back there.
All right, so first and 26 would be your screen pass. Guard rolls out to the right and throws it. Nice ball to Goodhue.
They still have a timeout.
Who secures the catch, and the Wildcats call their timeout.
Probably going to need to take a little bit further shot down the field here.
Now, do you know, does point spread matter anymore?
I was hoping you were going to come in tonight and tell me how the playoffs are going to
Yes.
work. Obviously, we know that the winner gets in.
So the top two in each district advance.
Yep.
And then there's going to be 4
wild
teams
cards
that get in based off of RPI. I believe point spread matters none, because I think the RPI is based off 37.5% is your record, 37.5% is your opponent's record, and 25% is your opponent's record. So I think point differential is completely irrelevant.
So were you asking me a rhetorical question? Did you already know the answer to it?
I wanted you to answer. Sometimes I just see what you know.
That wasn't. I didn't feel like that was my job coming in tonight.
All right. Well, at least one of us is prepared for the playoffs.
There you go. I'm taking it one game at a time.
One game at a time. I've had the playoffs scouted out since 3 years ago. Yeah. Okay. That sounds about right.
You keep winning, it won't matter. It does appear that the Jays are maybe going to be in a little bit more of a prevent type of mode. We even got Reed Falsgraf making an appearance kind of at a safety position.
It's the high jumper.
We got more still out there for Meislin. Did Meislin ever go back out there?
Oh, I don't know that he did. I don't recall seeing him out there. We got a whistle now. And we got a flag, delay the game, coming out of a timeout.
Yeah, that's not very common.
That's problematic.
Yep.
Let's see.
I don't know if that's on the players or the coach, but, yeah, you don't want to see that one.
It doesn't make you feel better either way.
Or coming out of a timeout and you only got 10 dudes.
Brock gets a good break, and that ball was incomplete. I think they were going for a flea flicker to Dunn.
The hook and ladder was coming.
Hook and ladder, not flea flicker. My bad.
Yep.
Wrong call.
He was gonna pitch that to Dunn.
Which, I mean,
yeah, it was probably going to go for a first down if he would have caught it and pitched it.
Well, you know what we would have had then is Titus at safety trying to hit Dunn coming up the sideline.
Yep.
That might have been a good hit to see.
Collision. Yep. So I guess the one concern coming out tonight is maybe some injuries.
We've got some injuries. I mean, Porter went back in. We didn't see Burt or Meislin again, I don't think.
Or Harms.
Screen pass to Dunn. Mitchell going to try and chase that down from the backside, but Dunn actually is motoring up ahead. He picks up a first down. That's a block in the back. I don't know if they're going to call it. And tackle at the 26-yard line. They did not call the block in the back. It does not matter. That brings us to the end of the ball game. Blue Jays 39, Wildcats 29. Blue Jays move on to 5-0. Pretty entertaining game overall. There was definitely potential to have it be a little more one-sided. So,
coming in, I think we both kind of felt that the Blue Jays were going to be able to win by multiple scores. I got to give Carlisle a lot of credit for really kind of finding some ways to score offensively. And then the Jays' offense, once again, just explosive. Big plays, being able to move the ball up and down the field.
Got a little computer technical difficulties over here, so just humorous. Yeah, at this point, I mean, Blue Jays moving into a little bit of probably two of their weaker opponents on the schedule as far as just looking at statistics.
If you're going to have guys that are hurt, I think these are the 2 weeks that you can maybe afford a few guys.
Yeah.
get yourself rested up and healthy for that showdown with Indianola and Norwalk to follow.
Yeah, that 10-15 game definitely right now looking pretty exciting for Bondurant at Indianola. Indianola, well, pretty high-ranked team as well. So
yep,
that's definitely something we're looking forward to. We won't get to call it, so somebody else will, I guess.
Maybe they'll invite us down.
He lost the control key over here. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and kick to a commercial here, and we'll be back with a player of the game.
Okay, guys, I'm not gonna lie. It's looking pretty rough out there. We've not been playing well, but this time we're gonna bring in a secret weapon, and here he is.
Why is he in slow motion?
Okay, as you guys can tell, our new quarterback is Seneca Wallace. It's their secret weapon. Let's get out there and practice.
Luis, hit! Omaha! Oh, she looked the wrong way. Keep running! Touch!
What are you doing dancing?
Okay, all right. Now run the route, please.
Get off the field! We may not be good at football, but we're good at building legacies.
All right, so Seneca Wallace trying to make Legacy Bank employees look good. You'll notice Falsgraf was nowhere to be seen in there. Thank you again, though, Legacy Bank, for sponsoring our Legacy Bank Player of the Game. Legacy Bank, building legacies one customer at a time. That Player of the Game is going to have to go to Titus Cram again. He's got 4 touchdowns, 157 yards off of 17 carries. Very similar stats to last week.
Yep, and also did a pretty nice job defensively coming in, making quite a few tackles, and one of the better hits that we've seen so far this year. So yeah, well deserved again. His offensive line did a heck of a job creating some nice holes. So yeah,
definitely.
Great game out of Titus.
162 passing yards I think I had for Collison with 1 touchdown and that 1 interception thrown up there. Meyer kind of filled in the gap on the receiving in the second half, catching those three quick hitters, and Burt with the 3 catches in the first half for 86. So overall, though, pretty solid game. Cram played more defense in the second half with Burt being out, so interesting to see how that develops. Hopefully everybody comes back healthy and ready to roll. And good, exciting game. Fun night to be at Bondurant. And so I think for this, let's just say good job, Blue Jays. Thank you for tuning in to Blue Jay Digital, and good night.
Adios.